Afternoon, chat. Afternoon. I hope you're. I don't know if you're still here or not, but thank you, Nerdy Text and Accountant for the 5. Sadly, I won't be able to stay. Head pats for Ava and Mizu. Remember to pop the balloons. We'll do a head pats just for you. I don't think Ava has their head pats set up. Tragic. But how's everybody doing this week?
See it?
Oh, there it is. Took it a minute. But Chad, it's been a very interesting legal week, I guess.
It has, actually. Now, Legal Mindset actually just got his hands on a separation from employment contract from VShojo.
Ooh.
This is apparently a contract that VShojo has been spreading around to their employees and an edited version for the talents, trying to get them to sign it. And there's some extremely illegal, unenforceable shit in it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't know, if I was him, I'd just take my money and run.
Gun run?
Yeah.
They're making the claim that they don't even have enough money to declare bankruptcy.
I don't know enough about bankruptcy, but I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
Yeah, neither. I mean, yeah. I mean, there is some money for like filing and stuff, but like, I really don't. I can't wrap my head around how you don't have the money to file bankruptcy.
Yeah. You could sell something. Sell that fancy car of yours.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole point of Chapter 7 is, okay, you're in debt, you have no actual money, so we're going to sell off your fucking assets to pay off your debts, and then we will figure out where the dust settles after that. So it doesn't make any sense what they're claiming. Oh yeah, we can't claim bankruptcy because we don't have the money. Well then sell shit until you do.
Yeah. And then streamers now, not this year, but next year, will have their donations tax exempt. Up to a cap, apparently, but none of us are meeting that cap.
25,000. I'm not.
None of us are meeting that cap, so it applies to us. How long do you think it is before we find out that some of the larger VTubers and streamers are doing a tax fraud because they didn't read the cap?
Oh, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see. I mean, we're already YouTubers, content creators, and VTubers especially are just not very good when it comes to like taxes and stuff like that. And so we've already seen instances of tax fraud being committed with these people because they don't understand they had to pay taxes. So with this little extra layer of, oh, well, this made it fucking read, they're gonna think that that applies to merch sales, it applies to advertiser revenue, it applies to all the stuff that it doesn't. And yeah, it's gonna be, I mean, year one, we're probably gonna see some audits, at least.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I straight up do not believe like any of these people are gonna do it right. Even with just normal stuff, when they have a business doing it for them, a lot of them still fuck it up because they don't turn in everything. What do you think about Destiny keeping CSAM due to his trial?
Yeah, he slept.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of some, like, nice way to put it, but honestly, I've seen several other Lawtubers cover those claims. The fact that Destiny has actually confirmed those claims more than once. It's a problem. Affirmed, yeah, sorry. But yeah, I don't see this being this ending up good for Destiny at all.
Oh, you know, he's fucked.
And I would be surprised if Lord doesn't level criminal charges against him as a result of what is coming out because of this lawsuit from, I think, Pixie is her name?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so Destiny, there's only one real fucking meme that I ever saw that should apply to you right now, and it's, oh my god, shut the fuck up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yeah.
Just stop fucking I don't know why you think that you're smarter than your attorneys and attorneys online than anybody, honestly. But you need to stop talking.
You know, that's always been an issue with him, is he thinks he's a genius because he quote-unquote beat a couple people in debates. It's like, okay, first off, you didn't beat anybody in a debate. You just shout over them until they get tired of it and leave. But second off, that doesn't make you smart.
Somebody in a debate.
I could debate a homeless man and probably run circles around him. That doesn't make me like the next Carl Sagan.
It'd actually be hilarious if you went to go for it and you just get destroyed. You're like, oh my god, my way of thinking has been brought into question from this fucking homeless guy.
Turns out like I'm...
You sound suspiciously like Morgan Freeman.
Go to debate a homeless guy and turns out he's literally the next coming of Jesus.
Oh, well, shit. I lost that one, guys.
At that point, you just gotta take your lumps. But chat. Today will be a little shorter, which I apologize for, because I do have to leave in about 3.5-ish hours, so we can't do like a big long 5-hour one. But what we are gonna do is I have a shorter, kind of funny one to watch. It's Family Court, which I don't normally like Family Court, but the kid is old enough and completely estranged from one of the parents, so it's mostly just the parents fighting over money at this point, which I feel a lot more comfortable covering.
Yeah. Should be alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, the petitioner, Sean McGill.
Also, by the way, this chat, this is Looking at Legal Stuff's channel.
Looking at legal stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
They will put up like these little blurbs randomly throughout the video.
Oh no, what the fuck is this title?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Sadly, you know how many times I've seen that?
a lot.
Well, an example of that. Because what will happen is a child can't have their own bank account, but what they can do is they can open up a joint account co-signed by one of their parents. That's probably how this happened, how the mother had access, but it's still a complete violation of the law for her to access those funds and literally steal them.
Oh, yeah, don't worry, the judge is gonna get into her on it.
I'm also here, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And
Yeah,
my
we don't
client,
care.
Is appearing
The
pursuant to the order to show
yeah, I
cause, even
had
though
fairly
he
am cheesy
technically has not
violence
been
today.
served with the
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I have believe we're working off.
Oh, so that's kind of interesting, chat. So this shows how like slow this case has been moving. This case has been going since 2021. The hearing we're watching is from 2023. So like I've noticed
That's pretty bad.
these family court cases, if it's bad between the
They
parents,
go on forever.
yeah, they last
They go on
ever.
forever, dude. Seriously.
The never-ending
Like,
trial.
when I was practicing, I was brought on once I got my license and stuff. I was brought on to a few cases that were on their tail end. And well, they were supposed to be on their tail end. And when I left, which again, I only practiced for like 18 months. But when I left, those cases were still ongoing, well beyond what they were projected to end. But like, seriously, associates can enter and leave a firm with some of those cases still being fucking litigated.
Yeah. These a lot of these family court cases seem to go on forever because the two people don't want an end to it. It's a lot of bad blood back and forth.
Yeah.
Believe we're working off a motion to show cause for contempt that was filed by Miss McGill on the 14th of February. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So Miss McGill, this is your motion, so you can make make any argument, and I just want you to know I have
Can live your
reviewed
best life.
everything that you filed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is the petitioner, Sean McGill, has committed contempt of court by violating the parenting plan. He has
So, by the way, mom is behind Ava, and I don't remember if she's somebody's lawyer.
I'm
Right now, I think
sorry.
they're pro se.
Okay, gotcha. That was okay, McLean. Okay. I thought that was almost McGill, and I'm like, what the fuck? Better call Saul's mom.
violated the joint decision-making ordered by the court on 6/29/21. He has also violated paragraph 8, section B, number 1.
So I want to point this out because this is going to be really fucking funny later when she brings up her reasoning why. But her main point of contempt is that he has violated the order on them having joint legal decision over the child. Which,
what?
yeah. So first off, it's already kind of hard to do. Just kind of in general to be like, oh, we had joint legal decision and he did this without me. It's kind of hard to get that to pass in court. Because a lot of joint legal decision is like where you go to school or what doctor you go to and stuff like that. But her reasoning for why is the most ridiculous shit you will ever hear.
Sean has also been warned by my former attorney, Ms. Blondin, by email and letter on 2/24/22, almost a year ago, for violating the parenting plan then. Yet he continues to do so, and I've had no recourse but to bring this action before Your Honor. He willfully, intentionally, and in bad faith has violated this, and unless the court steps in at this time, he's going to continue to do it. I've just recently found out that my daughter has taken driver's ed, no knowledge of it to me whatsoever.
I'm sorry. That's the fucking reason?
She's got a couple reasons, and that's her first one.
Okay, well, the first one, absolute dog water, doo-doo water. Like, no.
He has
Like,
let my
oh,
daughter
wow,
take
okay,
driver's
here we
ed
go.
classes without my permission. Shut the fuck
You mean
up.
driver's ed, the class that they offer in just about every high school in existence publicly, which means that you're okay. Okay, I'm good. I'm getting out. Let me go a little bit.
He's such a shitty
Fucking
mother.
hell.
That is stipulated in the parenting plan under joint decision making. I only found out because I needed insurance papers, and I saw that her name was included on the insurance forms. That was something that I should not have missed. I should at least been informed, and he just refuses to do that. And I don't believe that he is going to continue to give me the information that is required that the court has said I am entitled to. And that's evident by him sending in a proposed order that he wants to change the parenting plan again. The joint decision making, he wants to be sole person who makes all those decisions, and that's just not fair. I just recently found out, and just because he told me that I need to go on the school site and look for my daughter's school sports, that she recently was in wrestling, and I had no idea of that either. And he's just not.
I would object to any information that's outside the scope of the declarations.
All right, that's noted. I'll let you continue. I'll only consider what has been before the court by declaration, but go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so for those who
Unfortunately,
don't
being
know,
pro
that
se,
what
I
that
can't-
means is that, okay, you're not allowed to bring up anything about the court of things he's done as a violation unless it's specifically mentioned in the parental agreement. So that means that maybe if enrolling her in a driver's ed was in the parental agreement, that could be a violation, but this her taking wrestling thing, absolutely not.
Yeah. It's very funny. Like, she just kind of starts throwing everything at the wall for this.
And she started taking wrestling and anime club after schools.
Yeah. What it's kind of coming down to with this lady is she is completely estranged from her daughter, and her daughter, quite frankly, doesn't want her to know anything about her life because she doesn't like her mom. Uh, so her daughter will do like these little clubs and events and just not tell her mom about it because she's like, I don't want mom to like possibly show up to one of my events.
Oh, wow. I mean, look, if I was... Okay, I don't know what seat this is in, but, like, there should be an a minor's counsel here. Because there's a minor even loosely involved. And if I was minor's counsel in this instance, I'd be like, look, Your Honor, the minor child doesn't want contact with her mother. There's a litany of issues that are both personal and legal that we can't get past, and I'm motioning for full custody to be awarded to the father.
Yeah.
On the grounds that that's what the fucking minor child wants, and guess what? They gotta be properly represented too here.
Basically, yeah.
Can't ask for fees to cover my time and my expenses. I asked the court for a civil penalty of at least $500 for Sean, the same amount he requested for attorney fees. I believe that that's only fair. I also would like for him to take a parenting class. He obviously doesn't know how to co-parent. I also request that he provide the family app, our family wizard, and that he pays my portion of that. Maybe we can have some sort of communication that way. I don't know if that will work either. But those are the things that I'm trying to request. And another thing, I was really shocked that my daughter, or our daughter, is no longer in counseling, and that was ordered by the Judge Scudder. That was just plain shocking, and she definitely needs counseling. And I believe Mr. McGill would agree to that. This started when Lexi was 13, so there's been a year and a half. She'll be 16 in April. And I just don't want her to come back to me one day and say, Mom, how come you didn't stand up for me? How come you didn't try to protect me? Why didn't you fight for me? And that's what I'm trying to do now.
She's not gonna be talking to you anymore. Like, dude, like I can tell she is going to cut you out of her life the second she graduates from high school.
Yeah.
Like girl, you are so fucking delusional when it comes to what your daughter may or may not approach you with. She ain't gonna approach you, period.
Yeah. My daughter one day is going to ask, why didn't you fight for me? Not one day she's going to ask, why did you fight so hard for me when I didn't like you and you didn't like me?
No, she's going to go, why did you fight to keep me prisoner?
Yeah.
That's what...
Like, you can already kind of hear, like, where this mother is going with this. Because, like, he let my daughter take driver's ed.
Daryl,
yeah.
We don't need a comment like that. That is so needlessly political.
Information on our daughter. I don't even have pictures of school sporting events because I was never notified that that's what she was doing. And that's a shame. It really is. I think that the petitioner has definitely talked about the divorce to our daughter, just by the things that he is saying.
I'd just object as to speculation.
I put that in my declaration.
All right, it's noted.
It doesn't matter.
This is the plain fact.
I object because it's speculation.
Sorry.
Well, I put it in my declaration. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I swear to you, it's like that fucking bitch from the Johnny Depp trial going objection, and she's like, what if ever? What if ever does not mean that your fucking statement is inappropriate in court. It is being objected to.
Need the TLDR, what did this crazy lady do? We're right at the start. She's basically just accusing dad of contempt of court over their daughter.
Which is wild, by the way. You don't accuse somebody of contempt of court. That is something the judge finds.
Well, you file contempt charges for these. I've watched enough to see that it's pretty normal to file contempt charges.
It is, but how often do you see them actually honored?
Actually, quite often lately.
Or listened to. Really? In family court?
Yeah, I think it's
in my experience, most petitions for contempt they end up being fucking laughed at because it's the parents being petty as shit to one another.
You have to think the ones that get posted to YouTube are like the worst of the worst.
Yeah, but I said in my experience. So
Yeah.
it's my 18 months of practice.
I'm just saying, like, from my perspective, because I watch these videos, that a lot of times they get upheld, because typically I am watching the worst of the worst cases where one of the parents is an absolute fucking whack
Okay,
job.
I guess that's fair.
And it's kind of like, I'm surprised you
this
didn't
is
get
more
held
in
in
line
contempt
with
sooner.
with the strength of the argument for contempt hearing that this girl is bringing. Like, this is the normal shit I expect to see.
Yeah.
Sadly, because it's just so pet.
Facts. There's no getting around it. Sean McGill has violated the court-ordered parenting plan and should be sanctioned. And I given the relief that I requested in my motion for contempt of hearing. There's just no way around it. He has committed contempt. Thank you, Your Honor.
But yes,
He
crazy
has
helicopter
to-
mom.
Did you see the
Ms.
lawyer's
McGill-
eyes glaze over at that last part? She just turned away from the cam and just went, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Yeah. But yeah, basically it's just a helicopter mom chat.
Did attach to her initial declaration at page 7 a copy of the insurance binder. We're asking that that be removed from the public file because there are identifiers, private identifiers that are affiliated with that document. It needs to be filed under seal. So we would ask that that be removed from the public filing and placed in the sealed filing. Second, as I noted at the top of this argument, my client has not been personally served, obviously, which is a requirement under the statute. My client, at least in his declaration, has asked that you consider striking this. Obviously, we are hearing this at this juncture. And ultimately, we're asking that the court find that Sean McGill has not willfully violated a court order. We're asking you to deny Ms. McGill's contempt request and award my client $500 in attorney's fees for having to respond to this.
Oh.
Clearly.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm liking this lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm really. She boom. She brought it all down, and then the one question I would have had as the judge regarding me saying, well, I requested that this motion be strike. We're obviously hearing it right now. That basically eliminates the need for the judge to say, well, obviously I have not granted the motion to strike because we're hearing it. She basically did the counter argument in her argument, and that is fucking top tier chef's kiss lawyering right there.
Yeah. Dad seems to have like a pretty solid lawyer.
Parenting plan in light of the allegations by Ms. McGill, there are some conflicting provisions within this parenting plan.
Yes, chat, smash the like button.
Except at the go welcome.
Paragraph 14A about my client having the ability to make decisions on activities during his time compared with the joint decision making and as well as in 14B, there's also conflicting provisions there. First off, my client is not obligated to provide documentation that is available to Ms. McGill through her own efforts. And clearly she's not made those efforts. Even in her argument, she acknowledges that she just now is finding out information, I'm assuming through Skyward, which has been available and accessible to her since her daughter's been in school in Kelso. So addressing each of the issues, and I would note that the majority of these issues, quite frankly, should, if anything, be time barred. They are so old that clearly if there was an allegation that should have been raised in a timely manner, and she has not done so. Her claim number 2 is a claim from nearly a year ago. My client tells you that Lexi signs herself up for various programs within the school district. If there is a fee, she lets him know and he provides that payment. And again, that's information that's available through the school sites. My client is not obligated to provide her with pictures. My client is not obligated to take pictures on the first day of school and provide those to Ms. McGill. Those are completely frivolous requests and not contemptible action on my client's part. Number 3, she says my client, on number 3, my position is that my client should not be found in contempt, again, for failing to provide.
I don't like the commentary.
Oh yeah, no, that's my own main problem with the channel. But I also don't
it's
normally
like, look, obviously
watch.
there's a reason why these pictures and stuff are not being taken, or they're being taken just not provided, is because the child doesn't want to share her life with the mother. I'm sorry that that is the case, but like there is nothing that the courts could do to legally force the mother to like the child and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Yeah, this is weird.
Picture of Lexi on the first day of school. There's nothing, as I indicated, that requires him to do that. And as you can see, not only through my client's declaration, but through the guardian ad litem report, Lexi wants absolutely nothing to do with her mother. She does not want
Objection,
her-
Your Honor.
There it is.
What's your objection?
Well, first of all,
Okay,
this
yeah,
is
what's
a
your
report
objection?
about contempt, not about what the guardian ad litem had to say. This is he.
But it's relevant. Because the contempt would be related to the guardian ad litem's report and what the child wants. To a degree. To another degree, like, as much as it sucks, sometimes what the kid wants doesn't matter to the court.
He violated these orders that were ordered by the court, not what the guardian ad litem to say. The guardian ad litem is not the judge.
Okay, that's noted. Go ahead, Ms. McLean.
As you can see from the guardian ad litem report, Lexi wants nothing to do with her mother, had been in counseling specifically because of actions involving her mother, actually missed her 8th grade graduation awards program because her mother came to that program and caused a ruckus. So this is a mother-daughter relationship that is broken. And what Ms. McGill is attempting to do is to punish my client for her own lack of parenting relationship with her daughter. So our position is that the court should not enter a finding of contempt for my client not taking a picture of Lexi and providing that to Ms. McGill pursuant to
My
her
dad has
demands.
commentary.
Number
What?
My dad just said, my dad has commentary on this court case. He said, things would go a lot better for the mother if she would stop being a bitch. His words, not mine.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it
words, not
would.
mine.
Like, because part of the problem is your daughter doesn't like you, and you need to fix that relationship first before you're like, well, my husband needs to force her to like me, or my ex-husband.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You need to resolve this with the daughter. This is
Yeah.
nothing to do with the father. I'm sorry.
4, Ms. McGill is asking that my client should be held in contempt because Lexi was out of school, and the documentation with the school clearly shows that she was sent home ill. She didn't go to a doctor's appointment because a doctor's appointment wasn't necessary. She was simply sent home ill. She stayed home. That's not a contemptible issue. Didn't require any decision-making on my client's part.
No, that could be anything
number-
from
Yeah.
a headache to fucking, she started her, her monthly and wanted to go home. You don't need a doctor for that.
Exactly.
And this is goddamn, this is some petty shit.
Mother just really wants control. And you can kind of see why kid wants nothing to do with her if this is how she's been acting the
big
whole time.
By the way, can we all agree Sean McGill's bed is fucking immaculate? Look at that headboard. My God.
Very fancy.
It is.
Could use like the top to the bed though, because I can see that it does have the pillars for it.
Yeah, it used to have, but exactly. It should. It's not as good as it could be, but it is still pretty badass.
8 months ago, she asked Mr. McGill about counseling. The child had been in counseling since shortly after this action commenced. When the child turned out of counseling was a decision between the child and the counselor, not a decision between my client and the counselor, and there's been no documentation.
Yeah, and that's privilege, so
that-
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that
that's different. Yeah, exactly.
some of these people kind of ignore is therapy still requires
People
like
forget therapy
participation by the kid.
It's called rounds, exactly, and it's rounds of therapy.
Yeah.
That could be That could be a month, 3 months, 6 months, 8 or 9 months, 12 months, or whatever. It could be she went through whatever 9, 12 months of therapy that she needed to, and they decided she no longer needed therapy. That has nothing to do with the parent, either parent, and to make that an actionable issue is insane on the mother's part.
Yeah, it's you see a lot of it. The comments and emotes are obnoxious. You have to think, chat. Normally I
Yeah,
don't
they are. I'm
watch
sorry,
these. I
guys.
listen to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've actually seen this pop up in a couple cases where one of the parents is like, well, they took them out of therapy. And then they'll have the therapist come in, and the therapist will be like, well, the kids seemed like they were doing fine, and they didn't really want to do therapy anymore. And you have to want to do it, or it doesn't work.
Yeah, there's court-ordered therapy, but that's typically only for extreme cases, typically a punishment for a criminal case, etc. You're not like it's very limited what the court can order in terms of court-ordered therapy, right? Like,
Yeah.
you might be able to get like maybe 3 to 6 months of family therapy or something ordered by the court, but that's about it. You're not going to get long-term therapy or anything actionable on one parent over the other when it comes to this kind of therapy. So
Bank Buddhist for 5. Why did the school punish the daughter for mom's actions and didn't let her do the thing? It really depends on the school. I've been to schools before where if one of the parents was causing an issue, they'd just ask the whole family to leave. And then I've also been to ones where if somebody was making an issue, they'd be like, look, you need to tell your one family member to leave, and then everybody else can stay. It just depends. Because technically it is the school's event, and the school does have like a right to control it.
yeah.
It's unfortunate, but that's why like sometimes it sucks to have parents like this.
Has suggested that that was my client's decision. As the court is well aware, the expectation is that people will basically term out of counseling when they've addressed their issues. And clearly the fact that she's not had contact with her mother has removed a lot of those circumstances which required that counseling. Lexi concluded her counseling over a year ago, and clearly that's documentation and information that Ms. McGill could have obtained from the counselor had she put her foot forward in doing what she needed to do. It's not my client's obligation when those are available to her. He should not be found in contempt for that. In October of 2021, so a year and a half ago, she's now suggesting that my client should be held in contempt because Lexi missed school, again, because of illness, which is clearly identified in the school records that were accessible to her.
A year and a half ago? That's beyond the
Again,
statute of
no
limitations.
doctor's appointment was necessary.
Is it? What's the statute of limitations on that?
A year.
Oh, fair. Maybe the judge is like just humoring it.
Most civil actions and penalties have a statute of limitations of a year. There are exceptions, of course, but like when you look at them, a lot of them are a year. If you do not get in the complaint or the motion a year within the action had occurred, it can't be. It's not even that it could be denied or dismissed or anything. It's like it has to be because it's beyond what the law can actually enforce.
Fair, fair. The comments on the video say, do they agree with Mr. Emote's dog water comments? I don't know.
That's kind of a good
I think
question.
most people, if you look at the comments on these videos, strictly talk about like the case.
Yeah, probably.
It's very common for a lot of these legal channels for the people to not talk about the channel themselves at all, and talk more about like the law part of it. Also, thank you for the head pats.
Information now for 17 months. I'm not sure why we're here having to defend against this type of a claim. Clearly, we're asking that the court not find my client in contempt. On number 7, this is
she
the
got
issue
up. She's
on
doing
the
something.
insurance. Lexi did complete driver's education. My client has not asked Ms. McGill to provide financial support. Lexi was adamant that she does not want her mom involved in any of the decisions, and this is where some of the difficulty comes in. Lexi is a very smart child. She gets excellent grades. Ms. Fellows, who completed her report and filed that back on October 12th of 21, specifically recommended sole decision-making due to the fractured mother-daughter relationship. And Ms. Fellows concludes that given no contact currently by Ms. McGill, she's had no contact with her daughter in nearly 2 years, that it would be impossible for Ms. McGill to weigh in with an informed decision on any decision-making issues relative to Lexi. So her recommendation was that Mr. McGill be given sole decision-making since he's the only involved parent. Obviously,
Absolutely. Look here. Look, if you should not hold any fucking decision-making powers over your child if you have not seen them face to face in over 2 years. Are you fucking kidding me?
Exactly.
Why full custody and full decision-making power has not been awarded to the father yet is beyond me. You've had multiple court recommendations, you've had motions in the affirmative to that. I don't why is the judge dragging her foot on this? Like, because again, like a year of no contact from between the mother and daughter would have had me awarding shit to the father. This is now year 2 that we're in of no contact, and she still tried to assert rights she no longer has. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Places my client in a position of violating a court order that requires him to continue to encourage the relationship between the mother and daughter, which he has continued to do. And I would suggest that it's not appropriate to handle these issues in a vacuum, as Ms. McGill is attempting to do. In fact, it does place my client in a catch-22 because in the first instance, it involves Ms. McGill and Lexi's strong feelings against her, and it further risks damage to the mother-daughter relationship. So if my
Thank you, Magma, for the 4 months. Boy, YouTube was late with the notification. Also, 4 months, smiley face. Thank you, and I'm sorry YouTube was late on the notification.
my client approaches Lexi about
the argument that
this is
the lawyer is making right now is very strong because you can't. If the courts were to somehow enforce through an order that the mother and daughter spend time together or try to reconcile their differences, there are instances in which the courts have done that, but it almost always leads to even more resentment and distancing from the daughter against the mother. That because now it's not just the mother trying to force herself, now you're having the law try to force the daughter to have a relationship with the mother. It almost never works.
Yeah. How does not seeing her mom for 2 years mean the father doesn't have full custody? Doesn't him having her for 2 years and the mother hasn't seen her at all mean he already has?
The father has full custody, but we're talking about like decision-making abilities.
There's
so for some
2
reason
types
there
of
is a
custody.
joint parenting agreement, and exactly, you got this.
Yeah,
No.
there's a lot of people don't realize there's 2. When people say like full custody, I know what you mean. Typically, they mean where's the kid staying? What parent is the kid living with? But there's 2 types of custody. There's that custody, and then there's legal custody, which is who gets to make decisions for the child, who gets to make like medical decisions for the child, who gets to make legal decisions for the child. And typically the courts will make that a lot more 50-50.
The fact that there is a co-parenting agreement in place and not a custody agreement means that the mother is already in the back foot and has been consistently, slowly losing this case over how many years that it's been operating.
Yeah.
Because she's lost already what I would consider 2/3 of parenting, which is custody, right? Okay, sure, she has some decision-making ability, but that's decision-making ability limited by not having seen your daughter in years now. So that's the next thing the court's going to take from this mother.
Yeah. Typically, though, no matter what with regular custody, typically legal custody is a lot more 50-50 for much longer.
Yeah.
Frankly, this mother should have already lost it because she's not involved in the kid's life at all. But
yeah, again, after that first year of no contact is when I would seriously be looking at rewarding full custody to the father.
Yeah.
The fact that we're into the 2-year mark now does kind of tell me that, yeah, this is that classic courts favor the women bias that is what we're seeing here. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that's good or bad. I'm not like bashing the judge or anything like that. I'm just saying that courts tend to give way more slack and leeway to mothers in family court, especially.
Yeah. No, it's rough for dudes in the family court. Very unfortunate situation.
Decision that needs to be made jointly, and she's adamant she doesn't want her mother involved. That's going to further fracture, and that was the findings and recommendations from Ms. Fellows. On the other hand, if you not involve her in decisions, then potentially that places my
I'm so
client
sorry,
in a
real quick.
situation where he is.
I remember the mother had objected earlier. Did she actually articulate an objection, or did she just fucking flounder? I don't remember.
Her only objection really was that this is about contempt, not about the child. Therefore, the guardian ad litem report shouldn't matter.
Okay, so that's not an objection.
Yeah, that's kind of what the judge said. Is like, yeah, no, that's
she did flounder.
Yeah,
because she said objection, and then there was just silence, and then the judge had to go, okay, what's your objection? Okay, so yeah, it was a flounder then.
yeah. She seems
Someone's
to
trying
think
to be
that
ace right, and they realize that they're not.
that's why Dad's lawyer is mentioning this thing about you can't look at this in a vacuum. Mom wants to like look at the quote unquote contempt in like a super vacuum where there's nothing else going on between the two of them.
In complying with joint decision making. So he's darned if he does, and he's darned if he doesn't. And the focus needs to be on Lexi. What is in Lexi's best interest? And in this circumstance, again, Ms. McGill is not an involved parent. That relationship has resulted in the child having counseling for an extended period of time, and the relationship still has not resolved itself. So we're asking that the court enter enter a finding that there has been no contempt, and that ultimately sole decision making should be awarded to my client given the circumstances. The next issue is in regards to haircuts. Lexi is 16 years old. She decides when she wants to get her haircut, and Mr. McGill does facilitate getting her to those haircuts, but it's Lexi who makes those decisions, as any young woman normally does. The next issue that she raises.
Yeah, I don't think we heard
I will say this
heard it very well from the mom, but mom was complaining that dad was letting daughter get her hair cut without her permission.
Yeah, and here's a big look. I'm gonna say one of the few things that the courts just have a bias against, because this is a red flag for some serious cluster B type personality traits, and the courts will view it as threatening to the child. And that includes trying to get the courts to but this whole haircut thing, the control over the hair is such a big fucking problem when it comes to family courts. It consistently props up, and almost always an abused child usually has their hair being controlled in some manner or another by the abusing parent. I'm not joking. You can look at the statistic. So it's, this is, if I heard this as a judge, like her bringing up the fact that, oh, I don't get permission for haircuts, I'd be like, okay, you never get to see your daughter again. Sorry, goodbye. like absolutely, I would be like, yeah, we're beyond this if you're fucking trying to control your daughter's hair.
Yeah, like especially because she's like 16 now. Like she can make decisions about how she wants her hair.
Yeah, I'm getting hot just thinking about, like, I know how toxic that relationship was.
Yeah. This is why daughter's now estranged for 2 years.
Yeah.
Probably isn't coming back, quite frankly.
No, I never would, definitely.
Is this claim that my client should be held in contempt because he's gotten her ears pierced or hasn't communicated with her about getting her ears pierced, which she agreed that could occur. Lexi's ears have not been pierced. My client has not done that. Again, totally frivolous. There's no reason why we should be here on that. The next allegation is that my client should be held in contempt because he didn't facilitate Chris.
This is a random question. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. When did girls getting their ears pierced become like a controversial thing? Because I've actually seen this in a couple different family court cases recently, where the courts actually do
It's
seriously
kind of
consider.
always been, but it typically has more. Yes, it's been more traditionally valued, Christian valued households that have a big problem with the ear piercing. I know me and someone I grew up with in my family, not a direct sibling or anything, but they had a big problem with trying to get their ears pierced at 16 or 17, and they got in huge ass fucking trouble when they went to the mall and they did it anyway, because again, if you're over the age of 16, you can make that decision yourself.
Yeah. I mean, fair.
But yeah, there are this has been consistent, like, and it is wild and wackadoo, and the courts will actually listen to it because again, there's some religious aspects to it and stuff like that. And it becomes very walking on eggshells or rice paper for the courts to have to deal with that, because you are kind of getting close to religious lines, expression lines, and stuff like that.
I guess it's just weird for me because I did grow up religious.
It is.
And, like, I was the kind of religious where my parents would not allow me to watch or play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they considered it demonic. But they let me get my ears pierced. And it was actually pretty common for people at my church, men or women,
I mean, we
to
couldn't
have
watch Harry
pierced ears.
Potter because it was demonic.
Yeah,
So that was a thing.
it is. It's just weird to think about that, because I would consider my upbringing, like, not super religious, but like on the upper side of it, and then nobody ever complained about pierced ears.
Been Christian my whole life and never heard of anyone having a problem with ear piercing. Look, Presbyterians are considered Christians, and they're the ones whose eyes roll back and they speak in tongues as prayer. So I promise you, you can find a religious sect that has a problem with just about anything, including piercings, ear piercings in general. There are several Old Testament passages that talk about body modification, and they consider piercings to be in line with that, and that is the problem.
No, I'd agree that there's definitely some sects of it. It's just, it seems like it's a much bigger problem than I thought.
Well, yeah, because Christians tend to go more New Testament than Old Testament. And so when you see a Christian like bringing up Old Testament scripture about like piercings or tattoos or anything like that, you kind of go, well, this is weird because like Jesus said, ignore the old and make room for the new. Well, there's a whole thing with religious debate on it, but yes, especially the more traditional like Amish types, yeah, they'd have big problems with piercings and such.
Colzer, member for 4 months. Howdy, Mizu and Eva. I hope y'all are having a good day. If you haven't seen the new Panty and Stocking episode, cuteness warning.
Oh, I need to watch the reboot. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple bits of it. I haven't like sat down and watched through all of it. I will say this, chat, and this might be giving away too much. There are 2 types of Protestant in my area that are very common, and both of them are, if you look at like how they live their lives, are basically identical, except one of them believes that music is of the devil, and the other one believes that dancing is of the devil. But the one that doesn't like music does allow dancing, and the one that doesn't allow dancing does like music.
So wait, what does the ones that don't allow music, what do they dance to?
I don't know. Hymns?
That's so fucking weird. Like, I can understand the ones who are against dancing, but we like music, we'll listen. But don't dance. But, like, you need music to dance, so how the fuck do you resolve that one?
The one I grew up with was the one that doesn't believe in dancing. My aunt is the one that grew up with
in the fucking movie Footloose, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I don't know why. It was like, as far as I could tell, even today, like from reading through some of our rules, that was the only thing that was particularly like out there. Everything else was like, yeah, follow the 10 commandments, be a good person, yada yada, do charity and shit. And also never dance.
Baptists have dancing as a no-no. interested. No dancing ever. Why? That's Satan movement.
It's just kind of
I'm
like
sorry,
randomly
that's
thrown in
what?
there.
What?
But the
That is
ones
so fucking weird. Did you meet Kevin Bacon?
no, I did meet Ron Perlman in LAX though.
Oh, did you really? That's cool.
Yeah, he was eating at like a shitty bar in the airport. I guess he's waiting for a plane. What was funny is I went up and I was like, "Oh, hey, are you Ron Perlman?" And like his voice actually is like as deep and gruff as it is in all the movies. And I chatted with him for a minute, and then the two guys on either side of him looked at him and are like, "Are you like famous or something?" Like, how do you?
Oh, that's weird.
I could see it with maybe
How do
some
you
other
not know Ron
actors,
Perlman?
but it's Ron
Yeah,
Perlman.
I'm sure, but like, yeah, come on, dude. That's like, that's one of those actors that like, you heard him speak, you should have known who he was.
Yeah. And like he's got a pretty unique look compared to other people. Like surely you would have
He's
recognized
the
him.
other fucking half of Step Brothers. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
It's the Catalina fucking wine mixer, man.
Baked Buddhist for 5. Here's me growing up on 9 Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson, Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy. Look, like I said, I came from a
Hell
fairly religious family, and I came from the church where dancing wasn't allowed. However, my parents were very liberal when it came to music, and I actually grew up on 9 Inch Nails too.
Oh, okay, that's good.
My parents were weird like that. Like Yu-Gi-Oh was of the devil, but I got to listen to Animal by 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, I remember our church was really weird because they had a Christian rock band for the youth. And like that was like, look, it's really weird to hear like old hymns with like music and bass and drums like backing it. I'm like, what is happening right now? I don't know that I like this. I don't know that Satan or God likes this. I think this is the one thing they're going to come together on to just universally condemn.
Never heard of Ron Perlman. Also, I was raised Presbyterian and heard none of these Presbyterian taboos before. Thank you, Festivia, for the 5. You would probably know Ron Perlman mostly from Hellboy, because he is Hellboy.
Yeah, he's Hellboy, yeah.
It's harder to recognize him from that, obviously, because the whole makeup and everything. But you recognize him more by his voice. Kind of like a Patrick Warburton thing.
Little bit.
Where you just hear the voice and you're like, I know that guy.
I know that guy.
He's Hellboy
Well, at
in
least I
Sons
know
of
that
Anarchy.
voice anyway.
Most importantly, he's also in Pacific Rim. It was a great movie.
He was also Slade in Teen Titans, yeah.
I actually did not know he was Slade, but now thinking back to how Slade sounded, yeah, makes sense.
Christmas gifts from her to Lexi. And again, Lexi does not want the gifts, but again, she's putting him in the middle of potentially resurfacing these ill feelings that the child has for the mother. It's the mother that needs to repair her relationship. She needs to stop putting my client in the middle of that, but that is not contemptible. And then finally, Ms. McGill suggests that my client should be held in contempt because Lexi removed herself from band and signed herself up for tennis. Again, she's a smart young lady. She's an involved young lady. She has made those determinations. My client shouldn't be faulted for those choices that the child makes.
Yeah,
when
those are
she's signing
personal
up for
choices
classes
on the
and events
child's
with-
behalf.
Yeah. That's something to always consider with cases like these. The child is 16.
It honestly sounds like this girl was like grew up a little nerdy and then like it's kind of gotten a little athletic in her later years of her teens, like going from band to tennis, etc.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like me because it kind of went from band to swimming and water polo and shit. So, like, yeah, this just sounds like, oh, a girl is going into her own and mother is absolutely fucking pissed that she has no part in it.
True. I actually went in the reverse. I went from like baseball and swimming to sitting at home and playing video games all the time.
Whoa.
I think as I got older, they just got too competitive, and I didn't find them as fun anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I've shifted a lot of my activities now are to like diving and stuff like that. I still like to swim, but not competitively. I hated swim meets and shit.
Yeah. I should probably like get back into doing something active. But the video games call to
Swimming,
me.
it's the easiest for your muscles.
I've always liked swimming. It's fun.
Well, you're a
the school
puddle, you
system.
fucking better.
Again, all of that is available to Ms. McGill if she would take her responsibilities seriously in making sure that she keeps herself apprised as is ordered in the court. Quite frankly, we see this as petty sniping. This needs to stop. We're asking that the court deny the request for contempt, award my client $500 in attorney's fees, and adopt the modification language that we've proposed, paragraph 13 of our contempt order, which allocates sole decision-making to
Artemis for $2, but Ava, you got lost in the gooning.
I get for a hot minute, but well, we're back now, guys.
Competitive
We're
goonership.
fine. Yeah. Don't worry, that will return at some point, but just like in the future.
my client.
All right.
By the way, I love this because this whole hearing and its purpose is totally on the mother, and this mother has misstepped hard enough that the counter claims by McGill's lawyer here are probably going to be accepted or granted, and she just like, good job. Your hearing trying to find your husband, your ex-husband, in contempt just lost you all fucking decision making for your child.
Yeah, she didn't think it through at all.
Yeah, no, at all. Like, this is what's so funny. Like, you basically teed up a perfect volleyball spike for this lawyer here, and she's of course gonna take it, and you're gonna surprise Pikachu face.
Yeah.
I do, Your Honor. The reason that I believe that we didn't give Mr. McGill a copy of the contempt order was because he works out of town quite frequently. And I didn't think that he would be available for that. Besides,
So
wow,
why didn't you give?
That's not
Why didn't you give the defendant a copy of your pleadings? Well, he was out of town.
Legally. Yeah, he was out of town. I didn't think he would get it in time. Well, then you fucking shouldn't. This motion should not be for the court. Then you absolute muffin of a person.
Fake Buddhist for 2. This is the Uno reverse card family court situation. A little bit, although I think Mother was already on the back heel. This is just making it worse for her.
Well, this is definitely what basically what Baked Buddhist is saying is, the father's lawyer here was able to Uno reverse card this whole situation because they didn't even have to be here if it wasn't for this contempt hearing that this mother called because she's making this accusation, and they're able to go, oh, well, guess what? Not only are we denying everything, we're getting like $1,500 from you, and we're getting full decision-making ability from you as well. So you definitely got Uno reversed here.
Yeah. Because she didn't bring this, she could have kept going,
because
as it were.
finding in contempt for violation of the co-parenting order could absolutely, if like, let's say for some reason she had a good argument, whatever, the judge found in her favor, the judge could absolutely reward full decision-making to the mother while the mother's never actually even seen the daughter in 2 years and doesn't actually have like physical custody. She now has legal custody. Things get really fucking weird. But that's why the reverse card is so apropos here, because yeah, in the reverse, had this motion been granted, Sean McGill here would have lost decision-making ability over his daughter.
Yeah.
Whom he has custody over.
his attorney represents
No,
him, so I would
Feral
assume that
Gaming now, real quick. Has Eva used the forbidden toggle on your stream yet? No, I have disabled that that hotkey. It cannot be used.
You used it on Akko's stream?
By accident for like half a second. I had just gotten my model. I hadn't even debuted it on my channel yet. and we were just messing around, and I pushed the number 1, and for some reason that was the outfit hotkey. And yeah.
She would give that to him. These things that I put on the motion for contempt were examples, not things that I was requesting to be a participant
What?
in. They were.
Are you fucking these are just examples, not what I was actually okay. Just
She's
Just go,
under
I'm gonna
so
go,
much
it's
cope
fine.
now because it's turning around on her so quickly.
she is dude, she's having a copium overdose right now. It's ridiculous.
No, Your Honor, these were just examples, right?
What yeah, it's not what I want actually adjudicated. Then why the fuck is he here? God damn it.
Were to show the court how he refuses to answer just the simplest question that I have. And the relationship between my daughter, our daughter, and myself is not good. She's a teenager. She has so many influences with her.
I fucking love that. My relationship with my daughter
It took
is
her a while.
not good.
And she really did not want to admit that. But it's funny because you admitting that in the court is not, even if it's done in favor of your argument, you just seriously shot yourself in the foot.
Oh,
by
yeah.
admitting to the court that, yes, your relationship is bad between yourself and your daughter.
Like, what's the court supposed
You
to
should
do
not
with
have
that
admitted that.
afterwards? Because you're like,
Exactly.
yeah, no, my relationship with my daughter, who is old enough to be emancipated now,
You just
is
affirmed
horrendous.
the preview. Exactly. You just and that's somebody who did go through emancipation. Like, seriously, this is so bad for the mother. And it just actually helps the lawyer's argument here that, okay, well, as you yourself have affirmed, your relationship with your daughter is estranged and bad. Why should I not award full parenting decision-making ability to the father?
Exactly.
Like, you yourself just said it.
And I don't know what she's thinking.
Right now, he works out of town most of the time. She is left at home with my mother-in-law, who doesn't like me.
I guess I would just interpose another objection. We're getting far afield as to the issues that are before the court, and certainly exceeds the scope of my argument.
I would agree. So let's talk about the motion for contempt.
All right. And Miss McLean went over about Lexi's illnesses. Here's the thing that I was trying to bring up with those examples. I am not notified when she's ill. I should be. I'm her mother. Whether he likes it or not, I'm her mother, and I deserve to know when she's ill. I don't find these things out unless I go on to Skyward every single day and check the attendance records. It wouldn't kill him just to say yes or no if she was ill, just to let me know for that day. It's not hard to do. Counseling was ordered by the court. I'm not a lawyer, but I would assume that if the court orders counseling, that the court is the one that would determine when it stops.
No.
For her.
No, that's.
To make,
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you are, I look at it, it's not normally an insult, but you are very ignorant. When you go, I'm not a lawyer, but I think the court, well, look, you can't ever make yourself sound good when you say, I'm not a lawyer, but, and then follow with some bullshit.
Yeah.
The therapist determines when therapy is over.
And, unfortunately, Mom, sometimes that's pretty early on.
And it's funny, too, because the clients, too, can decide to, whether they go AMA or not, but they can decide to end therapy as well, even if they're not, quote-unquote, better.
Yeah. Oh, Mom is just hypercope at the moment.
make that decision and Mr. McGill not be a part of that, that's not very good parenting. I understand probably why she wants to quit the counseling. I'm sorry, I have a lot of people out on the side, if you can hear that. Her haircuts. We have been going to the same hairstylist for years and years. She knows our daughter's hair. She has difficult hair, and the hairstylist
Oh
knows
no.
it. And that's
Oh,
why I asked who
dude,
cut our
this is what I mean. This is so you can't look. This is so you living vicariously through your fucking daughter. We've gone through the same stylist for years, and therefore, no, you're fucking crazy. I'm going to put a, I'm going to, as a judge, put a protective order on the daughter against the mother. You can never see your child again. You are poison incarnate for her.
Yeah. Like, leave her be. Seriously.
Leave her the fuck alone. Like, holy shit.
Going to the same hairstylist forever. Okay, well, she doesn't want to anymore.
And again, you're saying this all on the record in court. This makes you look fucking crazy.
To be fair, she is crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't know Mother Gothel was this kid's mother.
Mother knows best. Listen to your mumsy. It's a scary world out there.
I mean, pretty much. Got her daughter locked up like Rapunzel. How dare he ruin her hair? I have it saved up, but the title didn't survive. They were reacting to Trump halfway through after the accident. Ava switches to Fuji.
They're trying to track. Okay, so Mama Oko had deleted that on YouTube. Apparently, it's still on a kickfod somewhere.
Oh.
And they're like literally trying to like discover it. It's like, guys, you can just go to the Boru. I have like 3 tags on there.
Nobody ever post me on the Boru.
Do they not? I think I've seen you post it, actually.
See, some people have posted art that Ryan has gotten of me and him, and they don't even tag me, but they tag Ryan.
Okay, that's not cool. That's not cool. Come on. The puddle is always forgotten. Come on.
Yeah, people, like, literally don't know who I am. I've been unpersoned. It is painful.
I've told this barber to give her the same haircut her entire life because I like the way it looks. Yeah, exactly. Which, again, that just is psychotic.
Yeah.
daughter's hair, because I was curious to find out why they didn't take her to the regular hairstylist that we normally go to. These are not frivolous questions. These are just questions that I'm asking Mr. McGill. It's not like I ask him a question every single day.
They're frivolous.
It's not frivolous for me to demand to know to what barber she goes to. Why is it not?
If this is enough of an established pattern of stalking and harassment, I might look into some other causes of actions.
Crazy.
You as a mother with no contact with your daughter and doing this kind of shit and presenting to the court, absolutely, the court might view this as harassment.
Because it is.
Saying. Yeah, because it absolutely is.
I ask a question maybe once or twice a month, things that I'm not aware of. The last one with the illness, she was sick for 3 days. I had no idea. It's not the fact that she doesn't go to the doctor. I don't need to really know that portion of it because that's Lexi's private, but I think I deserve to know when she's sick.
It kind of don't.
With the school, she's saying I'm sniping. There's no sniping here. If you read the text messages that I gave as an exhibit, you'll see that there's no sniping. They're regular questions. They're
It'd be
just
so funny if she's like, there's no sniping here. I don't even own a separate rifle. Ma'am, that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You could answer. And that's why I'm asking for the family app. Hopefully there can be some sort of communication between us because evidently there's none at all. The only thing that is available to me online on the school site is whether what sports are being played. I have no idea what sports Lexi is in. And the only reason I found out about the one sport was I got online on the school site, like Mr. McGill asked me to the last communication that we had. And that's when I saw that she had done wrestling. So he's not giving me her extracurricular activities.
Okay,
so
wait a
that I
minute.
can at least be in the know.
No, stop. She just said, if you look on the website, it only shows you what sports are being run. It doesn't tell you what sport specifically your child is engaged in. And then she says she just only found out about this sport because she went onto the website and saw that she was doing wrestling. You just said a whole sentence in reason that contradicts itself. What the fuck are you talking about? You just
Yeah.
made the claim the website doesn't, because the website absolutely should not be listing like all the students and stuff by their name and shit like that. Like that should not be happening. That's not going to happen. But you just claimed that doesn't happen, but that's how you found out that your daughter's wrestling. So, it like column A or column B, door 1 and door 2. You can't have it both ways.
Pretty much, yeah.
For her, and it's just really sad that he doesn't want to do that. But the fact is, Your Honor, these are not frivolous, and he did commit contempt of court for them. And
No, he
the
didn't.
rules are the rules. He should be held accountable, because
The
if he
rules
doesn't,
are
it's
the
never
rules.
going to stop. He'll just keep.
It's so ironic to hear her say that.
And is the rules are the rules. You know what? As judge, I'd be like, you know what? You're right. The rules are the rules. And in light of the rules, I'm going to award full custody in every capacity to the father. Get the fuck out of my courtroom.
Thumbing his nose up at this court order. So I asked the court to give me the relief that I asked in my motion for contempt hearing. Thank you.
All right. thank
Also,
you,
by
Ms.
the way,
Higgins.
this is even worse because she used to have an attorney. She fired it and has gone pro se. So you know that this is particularly bad. Because a lawyer could not sign their name to the attempts that this lady was trying to do. And so she had to fire her lawyer and go pro se to make these arguments.
Viewed this several times, and I think, frankly, the different judicial officers see different things. So my first thought was something that Ms. McLean pointed out, that it's kind of convoluted, that it says joint decision making on all these things, but that the parent that has the child in their possession, so to speak, is the one that gets to make all these decisions. That doesn't.
That was not
those don't
appropriate. That's not appropriate terminology there, Judge. I'm guessing she's a new judge. But you don't use the term possession.
Yeah.
When referring to a minor child.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of judges that are kind of iffy on their terminology.
Yeah, no, they
use.
do. Yeah. Look, it takes a while to get the right terminology. And I mean, I was clipped yesterday out of context where I said, this is why I don't like that black person. And like, and Mama Oka went, clip it. It's been clipped. It's out of context. I'm ruined. I'm out of a career. But that's what happens. You have to be careful, especially as a judge, when you use the term possession when referring to a person.
Oh, don't worry. You're going to get clipped plenty out of context tonight.
Oh, no.
Surprisingly, people only clipped one thing of me, despite the fact I sat at the jury table drawing half-naked women the entire time instead of paying attention.
Is that what you were doing?
Did you not see that part of the stream?
I did.
Yeah,
I came in when you were. It looked like you were the court clerk at one point.
I don't think I ever got to be the court clerk. They put somebody in a spot that looks. They put somebody in a spot that looks like the court clerk, except what you actually are is you're a witness, and they pull you in, and you have to be a witness for both sides. So
interesting. Okay.
They'll give you a specific character you are, and you're a sad clown, and you're a witness for the prosecution. Or you're a doctor, and you're a witness for the defense.
Gotcha.
God, I'm a Doge's character.
Okay, that's interesting.
Thank you for the Dojin character. Also, bonus points to anybody in my chat who knows where that audio clip is from. I pulled it myself. I got distracted from my judgely duties because I was playing tic-tac-toe with Mizu. Yeah, that was another thing I did. I had people play tic-tac-toe with me at one point, and I just started holding up my little form with
Oh my god.
we played Hangman twice. I was the actual peanut gallery when I was on the jury.
Oh my god. Honestly, it'd be hilarious if you just make me the judge of this fucking crazy ass courtroom. Everyone is being shot.
You are allowed to
That's what's-
bonk people as the judge. You get to bonk with your gavel.
Knife.
That doesn't work out. So if Mr. McGill were to follow 14A of the parenting plan, then he would be in violation potentially of 5A. If he follows 5A, he would potentially be in violation of not following 14A.
That's a
so
problem.
clearly that's an issue that needs to be fixed. I also completely and totally understand Ms. McGill's want to be at least tertiarily involved in her child's life and have this information. A lot of this, though, I would agree with Ms. McLean, is not the responsibility of Mr. McGill. There's information that can be received through the school. I think, frankly, the driver's education and driver's license, that probably should have been relayed to mom. It's specifically outlined under 5A in the parenting plan. Driver's permit and license, as is extracurricular activities and haircuts and that kind of thing. But let's be honest, some of that stuff isn't as kind of noteworthy as others. Do I see this as a knowing and willful violation of a court order? I don't know that I don't think I can make that decision at this point. And I frankly don't think I can make that decision because I think there's an error in the parenting plan as it's entered, because it contradicts itself. If he does what it says in one part, then he's directly violating another part and vice versa. So Mr. McGill kind of is in a
would throw out the
no-win
entire
situation.
agreement.
Yeah.
If that's the case, and if that's been identified by the courts on the record, yeah, I'm throwing out that agreement. You guys can give me briefings and drafts of a new agreement if you want, but I probably wouldn't waste my time with that because I'm going to go ahead and just award full decision-making ability to the father.
Yeah.
Here. That being said, I would agree with Ms. McGill that it wouldn't hurt Mr. McGill to share some of this information when she requests it. She indicates there's a few questions a month. That doesn't seem to be too much of too much to ask of Mr. McGill to let her know some of the things that she's inquiring of. Is it his responsibility to proactively reach out to her? It depends on which part of the parenting plan that's in place you refer to. So I'm not going to make a finding of contempt. I'm not going to impose any sanctions or attorney's fees for either party.
Oopsie poopsie.
I do think
okay, either party gets and nobody got their
fix
nobody got their
the
money.
parenting plan as
No, this is just funny because the mom brings this case into court and then the judge starts looking at it and you're like, you know what? You have a point. You're kind of fucking nuts. And this entire order is written in a way that it's unfair to dad.
Yeah, which again, this would have never happened had mom not fucking got a stick up her butt and brought this into court in the first place.
It's just so funny.
You chose the wrong battle and you lost the war as a result. That's what happened here.
Yeah.
it is. What is one thing you didn't touch base on is Miss McGill's, and this is to Miss McLean, Miss McGill's request for some kind of a parenting app where information can be exchanged by way of our family wizard or something like that. Did you speak with your client about that, or do you have a position on that?
I don't know that I did. If the court is inclined to provide for a parenting app, I think that there are free apps out there. And certainly Ms. McGill is full-time employed and has the ability to pay for her own app. My client shouldn't
There it
be
is. Thank you.
responsible
Yeah.
for that, particularly since
Because I was going to say, that was such a little bullshit fucking request.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I want us to use this parenting app, but I want him to pay for my part. Bitch, you are fully employed and everything. If you want to show that you are serious about being in your child's life, why don't you make a little bit of investment in the affirmative to a fucking app to help you be a better parent?
Yeah.
Child support.
Mate, the
My
courts
client
will
is
look at that
raising
too. The courts will go, yeah, you know what? The fact that you only want to get this app if somebody pays for you tells me that you're not actually serious about this as a remedy or solution to the problems that you have.
child without any financial support from her at this juncture. So if the court does order some type of a parenting app for future communications, she should be responsible to put her own bill. But I know, I think it's Talking Parent is free. I think they also have a paid version, but again, we're talking about a 16-year-old. I don't know that we really need a level of a parenting app in this day and age, given the fact that they do text or can text, and each party can save and print off their own text as needed.
And are we still, are we, because this is a temporary parenting plan, is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
So we haven't, have we done an MSC? How far are we along in this process?
We've done an MSC. We were unsuccessful. I was waiting for supplemental discovery, and then Ms. Blondin was no longer Ms. McGill's attorney. So I'm thinking that we're in a position now where I'm probably close to noting this up for trial.
Okay.
I don't think we're anywhere close to trial, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I just was curious about where we're at. So on a temporary basis, I'm going to encourage Mr. McGill to respond to the questions posed by Ms. McGill in regards to your daughter. I'm not ordering that. I'm encouraging it. Ms. McGill, I'm encouraging you to sign up for any notifications from school so you can keep track of whatever you need to keep track of with regards to your daughter. As to your concerns for counseling, my understanding is that the counseling, that she attended counseling for, I was close to a year and a half. And it was a recommendation from the counselor that that your daughter agreed to no longer attend counseling.
My question
So I don't know that it was
here,
she.
because you're encouraging the father to respond to the questions that the mother has proposed, but the questions that the mother has proposed are basically leading questions that just lead her to accusing him of contempt.
Yeah.
What are the questions that were proposed? Did she change sports? Did she get her driver's license? You're only asking these questions to make a contempt accusation against the man. So honestly, I wouldn't respond to her. And if I was a lawyer, I'm like, look, I know the judge encouraged you to respond, but at least in regards to these questions, no, don't, because it's setting you up for failure.
Pretty much.
He chose to quit counseling. I think the counselor felt that she was in a place where she could move on without further need of counseling. I don't think that was a decision based on the information that was provided. I don't think that was a decision that she just got to get out of counseling. So I'm not as concerned with that as you are. My hope would be that if she expressed any need for counseling, that she would be able to jump right back into counseling if that was something she felt she needed. I am gonna repair the parenting plan as proposed by Ms. McLean. So I'm gonna limit the decision making to match 15B or 15A, excuse me. So I'm gonna give a decision 14. Is it
14A.
14A? Sorry, I said
That's okay.
15B, 15A, 14A. So at this
Not
point,
good
since she's full time
Mom.
with Mr. McGill, I'm gonna give him the.
Sorry, what?
Not that for you. Not good news for you, Mom. Did she went to 14B or 14A and she went to Luck? It's like, yeah, no, that section wasn't good for you. That means that he gets the decision-making ability because the daughter is living with him. You
Yeah.
want to start splitting custody or something, sure, then we'll talk about it. But nah, this is much more appropriate application of the law.
The decision making on a temporary basis until this matter proceeds to
You
trial.
want to just indicate at paragraph 6 that both parties' request for fees is denied.
I struck it, but I'll strike it and then add denied.
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
Can you explain that, Your Honor, what that meant?
Which part? I'm sorry.
Striking what?
If you
Oh,
don't get what you want,
You request $500 in fees and they requested $500 in attorney's fees from you, and I'm denying both requests.
All right.
So
And-
nobody pays anything.
neither of you
anything
get
for
anything.
this.
Okay, and with Lexi's counseling, I
Yeah.
And to be fair, that's pretty common in a lot of these cases.
Yeah, that's very common. Yeah, it's like, no, neither of you, because it's just such a useless little dig. It's like, no, you guys don't get $500 from each other. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah. Do you mind handling things for 2 seconds while I go to the bathroom?
Go for it.
Yeah, I gotta go pee pee.
I'm gonna say as many Game Awards as I can.
I mean, you're kind of free to. I'm after that guilty as sock stream. I'm pretty sure I'm immune to being unmonetized.
Oh my god, was it that bad?
It is bad.
5. If the court granted custody to the mom, I bet we'd have a case of the kid just leaving and going back to dad. Yeah, that's possible. Oh, that's very possible. There's a couple cases that I will bring to the table of Lawtism at one point. And one of them is actually a documentary covering many cases, but it shows that what we were doing with family court and like minors resolutions in the states for a hot minute from like the 70s to the 90s or early 2000s. We were having these people basically with like, say a mom and a mother, a mother and a daughter working alone, right? Daughter keeps fucking running away or whatever. There are instances that we've had where the courts basically order conflict resolution between the two, and they'll take the daughter to a camp, court ordered, and this camp ends up being just a fucking ripe ass flea for abuse and shit. There's been a couple documentaries on that phenomenon that the family court justice system was experiencing during that time period. I don't think it happens as often, but it was a serious problem.
Sorry, what was the serious problem? What happened?
I was talking about the instances in which, for like, since like the 70s to like the mid to early 2000s, there were instances of courts like looking at a parenting situation where like the mother and the daughter don't get along. The daughter keeps trying to run away and stuff. And what they'll do is they'll court order that daughter to this fucking behavior camp that ends up being a fucking abuse Holocaust concentration camp style level fucking just bullshit that the courts have ordered this for a person to go to because they keep trying to get away from their abusive mother.
Yeah.
So this was this really bad vicious cycle that existed. I don't think it exists as bad today, but it has been a consistent problem, especially in family court.
Yeah. No, I've that was a huge issue with Dr. Phil. Sending
Yes,
troubled
that's
teens
one of
to-
them. That's one of the ones that made it a little bit more famous. But now imagine Dr. Phil, but they have the authority of a court order.
Yeah.
Ordering you to this third party, not government run fucking behavior therapy camp or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And this kid is basically getting screwed over by the system, being sent to an even more abusive place just for trying to get away from an abusive situation in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's been a problem.
I guess you were applying to Baked Buddhist for 5. If the court granted custody to the mom, I bet we'd have a case of the kid just leaving and going back to dad.
Yeah. Yeah. To actually, you know what? There was a case just a couple of years ago where the courts ordered them back with their mom. They ran away, and then the courts ordered them to this behavior camp. And the court actually got the cops to manhunt these girls who ran away, knowing what the camp was fucking about, knowing that they couldn't stay with their mom, and this freaking civil rights attorney freaking took them in and shit. It got fucking crazy, but it had national attention a few years ago.
Yeah. Something interesting about these camps is a lot of the parents that would send their kids there actually did not have any bad intentions at all. I think one of the
they didn't. There was
one of the more interesting ones I saw was a mother had sent her son to one of these camps, and he ended up getting hospitalized because they beat him so bad. And when she heard that he was in the hospital, she immediately flew out to the hospital he was at to see him. And when she saw how much damage she was in, she immediately filed police reports and tried to sue the camp and was like, "What the fuck is going on here? This isn't normal injuries. What are you talking about? How did this happen?"
And I think the camp tried to say, "Oh, it was hazing or something like that." It was such a piss poor excuse.
Yeah, it is rough.
Again, there's always issue that I take when people try to enforce a law, make a law, or do anything with the guys are protecting or helping children. You should look at those programs, those laws, those charters, whatever the fuck it is. Look at it with a fine-tooth comb, with a fucking microscope, because I guarantee you it's not actually protecting or helping children.
Yeah.
Hazing is illegal now.
Yeah.
I was just reading what the judge had sent in an emailing to us, that the child still maintain her counseling. So that was why I had said that, because it was ordered by the judge.
I perfectly understand that. There was some supplemental information that was received, and my understanding was that it was the counselor suggested it and it was agreed upon to discontinue.
I have never received any kind of information from her counselor.
I'm sure you can reach out to her counselor and request that.
By the way, this is the person is just mentioning that they do have another hearing in between what we're watching and what we're going to see next. But neither of the people actually appeared. So
no, it looks like you've just signatures, presentation of orders, so nobody needed to appear before the court for this. There would have been no reason. That would have just been handled by the attorney or by them just signing, I accept the orders as of the presented.
Yeah.
Okay, and if it's not available,
you didn't miss nothing.
Best of luck to you. All right, McGill and McGill, 21-3.
Okay, so this must be a subsequent hearing.
908.
June 27th, okay.
Would you believe me if I told you, from my recollection, it gets worse?
It gets worse?
Yes.
How the okay.
I'm here on behalf of the petitioner.
I'm kind of wondering how this could have gotten worse. Dude,
All
I'm
right.
not gonna lie. Sean
And
McGill's
Luana
beard
McGill
game is fucking
present. You
epic.
can hear us okay?
Sorry, what?
Just say it. Dude, Sean McGill's beard game is fucking epic.
I do think
Look at that thing.
some of the best beards are the guys that have the multicolored beard. Not from because they made it multicolored, cool. But it's just naturally got the salt and pepper.
Just exactly. Yeah, I like that.
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you. All right, we are here on a contempt. Let me just, my computer
what's
has been
funny?
awfully slow
Pedro
today.
Enrique de Salso Almeida says Murphy's Law, Eva, And you know what? I agree with you, and I would like to point out that 3 out of the 4 people here all have a Scottish or Irish last name. So yeah. This is definitely Murphy's Law.
The bearded man, the dad. The bearded man is the dad. He didn't speak in the last hearing because he has a lawyer. And trust
Yeah, 'cause
me,
he's fucking smart.
if you have a lawyer, never try and speak over your lawyer. If the lawyer wants you to speak, they will ask you to speak.
Yeah, you'll be asked a direct question by your lawyer, or if you think you have to speak, just look at your lawyer. Your lawyer will give you a signal whether or not it's appropriate for you to speak or not.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people to make the mistake of, oh, Your Honor, can I say something? And the lawyer's like, please don't. And it's like, no, I really want to say something. Like, no,
yeah,
you don't.
God damn it. That's where I go. Your Honor, I would like 5 minutes with my client. Can we recess for just a short amount of time here?
Can you
And
put us
then
in a
as soon as
breakout
we're
room so I
outside,
can shut them the fuck
you
up?
need to fucking stop. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes the judge might, but like, here's the thing. A judge's curiosity is almost always going to get them. And look, I gotta say, if I was behind the fence and I saw a client against their lawyer's wishes going, may I speak? I'd be like, I know I shouldn't let you, but I really want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. But just listen to your lawyer. I don't understand why it's so hard for some people.
Exactly. You should just listen to your lawyer.
Like, I will never understand why some people just... Their lawyer will tell them,
this is
please
another
be quiet.
contempt hearing?
Yep.
Okay, so this is another contempt accusation. I'm guessing by the mother, right?
If I remember right, this one is where it flips the script, and it's the dad calling for contempt.
Oh, okay.
It could be. I know, because I think there's actually 3 hearings,
must
and one
have
of them is
happened
very
then.
short. One of them, the dad calls for the contempt instead.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I apologize. So filed back on, I think, May 22nd. And in regards to the USAA account, hold on, I have notes. on
Who's
that.
this?
The USAA Visa debit.
Guardian ad litem.
Okay.
They actually bring in the Guardian ad litem this time. Also, now that we have
Okay,
5
which
people in
mean-
here, I gotta move Ava over so we can see her.
Yeah.
So Guardian ad litem, by the way, chat, if you don't know, is basically like the representative for the child, sort of, kind of, not really, because they're more like an investigator. But
Yeah,
they're-
there's Guardian ad litem is like right before you would hit what I was.
Yeah.
Which was minor's counsel. But the Guardian ad litem, that means the court has ordered her to be there and has ordered her to do something. So that's the question.
have Mizu and Ava ever watched
Why
Law
is
and
he
Order
here?
SVU? I have.
I have not.
I might have to make you watch some of it one day because they try and make it like it's a court procedural show, but half the show is
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll say. I'm just thinking about why the Guardian ad litem would be here. I'm thinking she's there to reiterate Miss McLean's statement in response to Miss McGill, saying that, the relationship and everything. I think the Guardian ad litem is here to back up the father and his side and go, no, the child absolutely does not want to maintain or continue a relationship of any kind with her mother, and I'm here to represent that fact as a non-biased court-appointed source.
Yep.
Because you can't really believe it necessarily from even the father's lawyer, because there's a conflict there. So that's why she was brought in to go, no, I independently interviewed the minor. Yeah, this is how things are.
I'm gonna have to watch this one later. I know chat can't see it, but I'm curious about that.
Wait, what is this? Reveler Cyrus there. What? Wait, what? Oh my god, that
I'm gonna have to
That sounds
preview that one
amazing.
later.
Yeah, that one sounds really good.
Account and the Navy Federal Credit Union savings account. I have reviewed the declarations, the response, the SIR reply, and I am happy to hear any argument.
Yes, so may it please the court, on behalf of the petitioner, Sean McGill, we are asking that the court enter a finding of contempt. I do note that Ms. McGill in her response.
Okay, here we go. So this is the father's accusation of contempt.
Yes. This one is much more legitimate, although I don't want to spoil it.
I'm sure it is. You don't need to. I think I know what it's already about.
Some suggestions that my client should be held in contempt for various issues. I would simply ask that the court strike those considerations. One, because there's no motion filed before the court, nor an order to show cause. And I would suggest that that's not properly before the court. I would like the opportunity to provide responsive argument if the court is somehow going to consider those. But I think it's fairly basic, the two issues that are before you. One is Ms. McGill's unilateral removal of $5,000 from Lexi McGill's, their daughter's bank account. There was absolutely no notice to my client.
I knew it.
There is a restraining orders in the temporary order where the parties are required to protect.
That's why the guardian ad litem is.
Yeah, that's why you needed the little investigator lady.
Because there's only like 3 reasons why a representative of the minor would be, and yeah, over the minor's bank account, yeah, that's a big one.
Yep.
Before the court in this case, Ms. McGill attempts to suggest that my client was going to take the monies, and of course, there's absolutely no evidence to support that claim. This matter has been pending before the court since 2021, and what you see from the bank statements are in fact deposits on behalf of Lexi. Obviously, parents have not only a fiduciary duty to the community, and obviously compounded by the fact that we've got court orders that require that they maintain assets on behalf of the community, but we also, parents have a fiduciary obligation or duty to their children as well, and that's to safeguard their children's accounts. It is very concerning, particularly in light of Ms. McGill's bank statements and what appears to be her own discretionary gambling, that if anybody potentially is at stake of harming Lexi's financial future, it would be her mother. I remind the court that at this juncture, Ms.
Mom's
McGill has
taking from the daughter's bank account to fuel her fucking gotcha addiction?
Oh, I wish it was gotcha. Although I'm still not sure if it's like proper gambling or if it's like some weird bingo night thing.
It might be online, Jamie. It might be online gambling. That's what a lot of mothers will get into.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. I can think of several times where a judge actually found that the mother had to attend Gamblers Anonymous over pulling shit like this. So, like, yeah, this is probably, I'm guessing, some kind of online gambling thing, maybe an online casino.
Yeah.
Relationship with her child. Lexi has had a strained relationship with her mother, and they have not had a visitation or contact fairly recently, or fairly soon after this action was started. And you do have Ms. Fellows's guardian ad litem report and recommendations relative to that. As my client explains to you,
which is why they were there.
Lexi is learning her own life skills. She's learning how to manage her money. She is going to have automobile expenses or automobile insurance expenses and the like. And this is all part of her learning process. She should be entitled to have the use of her own funds.
Which the mother has absolutely disrupted, by the way.
Primarily birthday gifts.
That's what I'm so fucking... Yeah, no, she's not even in her life, and she's fucking up her life. Look, I would honestly refer some of this information to the district attorneys. Because seriously, this should follow criminal charges. You're not allowed to take money from your fucking kid's bank account to fuel a gambling addiction.
From himself, birthday gifts from third parties, monies that she's earned and the like. So we're asking that the court order the immediate return of the $5,000. At this juncture, we have no idea where those monies are held or if in fact they've been fully deposited. We've provided with my client's initial declaration, the documentation that would be necessary for Ms. McGill to sign to remove herself from Lexi's account. We think that that's important because clearly we think that she's going to take this type of action in the future. It is concerning that she provided absolutely no notice.
It's already
no
happened once, so yeah.
Stating her concerns about my client's supposed actions to remove monies, which again are totally unfounded. And then we have that coupled with the issue where my client has had his USAA visa for years. And currently, or at the time, that visa interest rate was 14.65%. He had also accumulated benefits under that account, or rewards as it were. Again, without absolutely any notice to my client, he goes to use the credit card and is denied. And come to find out, Ms. McGill unilaterally closed out the USAA visa, again with no notice. And my client lost his long-term credit card. He lost that lower interest rate. And obviously, we've seen interest rates skyrocket in the current financial circumstances of our country. And he also lost those reward points. So again, we're very concerned by her behavior. And we, to be quite honest, I don't know how, you can't recover his interest rate. You can't order the credit card company to reinstate him. You can't reinstate his lost rewards. So
yeah, you've committed damages against this man in a way that cannot be recovered. You just fucked up big time.
Yeah, because you can't like, just give the money back or whatever. You can't fix it.
Yeah, and the courts look at this kind of shit, something they can't do anything to fix. Well, guess what? Then we're gonna look to fucking make your life a living hell then. Because you just did something that we can't fix, and that's a problem.
Exactly. Like, there's no actual restitution they can grant. Because a huge part with stuff like that is the interest rates. Because that's going to be a consistent drain of money over a long period of time. And depending on how much you use the card, that could be like a massive amount of saved or lost money, depending on your rate. Also, credit impacts closing of the account. She actually does bring that up. I remember that part of the video. Don't worry, chat. Mom has a fantastic rebuttal for this.
I do want to know what she thinks she can fucking say to justify or defend these actions.
Oh, don't worry, it's fantastic.
And to the community in violation of the court order. And coupled with that, you have a credit card that had a balance on it that has been closed out, which provides a negative impact on my client's credit report because of the closing of an account with a balance on it. So we're asking that the court enter a finding of contempt. We want the $5,000 returned back to Lexi's Navy Federal Credit Union account. The order provides that those are to be returned no later than July 10. We're asking, although at the time when I prepared my proposed order, I don't believe that your docket, and I think now your docket on the 11th is closed.
I mean, here's what's so audacious to me. Miss McGill here took this money from her daughter's account after her decision-making abilities were restricted by the court.
Yep.
This speaks to malicious intent to me.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
We are asking that you set a review for July 11th. at 1 o'clock to review and determine if she's complied with depositing those monies, if she's signed and delivered the documentation to remove her name from Lexi's account. We're asking that the court award my client attorney's fees and sanctions, sanctions at $200 and attorney's fees at $1,800, and that she comply with the orders in the future.
All right, thank you. Ms. McGill?
Thank you, Your Honor. Expressed in my declaration, that savings account was a college account. It was not a personal account for Lexi. We, as responsible adults and parents, opened this account when Lexi was 1.5 years old. We put her name on this account in case of our death, and it would be easier for her to have the account. The money that was deposited in that account was through our community monies. We also deposited in the money that we received from COVID. There were checks from my sister and from friends that were deposited in that account. And I've opened a custodial account to have the $5,000 deposited in. I have not deposited in that account yet because I know that Mr. McGill would accuse me of hiding the money. It is in my savings account, as I stated in my proposed order. Mr. McGill will spend that money with his desperation as evident by his actions regarding our joint credit card. Mr. McGill intentionally made frivolous purchases and also added $3,000 of his attorney fees to our credit card. I mean, that's common sense. You don't do that sort of thing. He just wanted a reaction from me and he got it. I had no choice but to close out the account. If he
Excuse?
Do you like her excuse?
I would honestly, here's my problem. And this is why I can't be a judge. I would have interrupted her after that first sentence, her first claim. That was actually a college account. We just put her name because you put her name, so it's her account. So what you did is wrong. Get the fuck out of here. Yes, I'm absolutely finding you in contempt, and I'm referring some of this to the DA's office because no, absolutely fucking not. This is disgusting.
Yeah, it's a fantastic claim on her part. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if that pays off for her.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You made me a little less angry. And thank you.
would have been paying $200 as ordered by the court, it would have been paid off, and then we wouldn't be here today. Mr. McGill's maintenance. Oh, so after that was closed, I couldn't take my name off that account because there was a balance, and if he would have paid it, then there would not have been a balance left on that account. Mr. McGill saying he didn't know he had to pay $200 a month is just plain laughable, Your Honor. His attorney should have gone over that court order with him to explain what it was that he needed to do. He didn't pay it. There were months that he didn't pay anything at all, and they got a $25 fee for that. It affected my credit score also. I had no choice because I didn't know what he was going to do. Our credit was $16,500. He was going crazy spending money out of that account. And I was afraid of what he was going to do with the college fund for our daughter. So it matters in my own hands. And I did that because I'm protecting that money for our daughter's college fund. He had no reason to be spending on that credit card. It was our joint credit card. He has his own credit cards that he could have done that with, and he didn't. So I'm not understanding what the whole situation is here and why he's crying foul when he's the one that did this to himself. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And the thing with his maintenance that he says that he was reduced, he actually said untruths to the courts to get that done. And that will definitely be coming out in our divorce trial. This time, there's no hidden catch-22 for Mr. McGill to hide under. And regarding my spending, those monies that were taken out were at the ATMs. For them to say that that was all used in gambling is just crazy. Let me get this here real quick. Yeah. The money's taken out of the ATMs. At the casino on Mondays, they have Senior Citizen Day, and they give us all seniors a free gift. And while I'm there, I use the ATM. My bank is in Olympia or in Lacey, Washington. So I just take money out for spending money, for my entertainment, for gas, to pay my rent. I've been paying stuff cash here lately because I feel like Mr. McGill's always tried to control me, and this is my way of not knowing where my money is being spent at. It's just my way of getting my self-control back. So I'm not understanding any of this stuff. So that's why I want the court to order him to pay the $7,000 on the credit card. He put $5,000 within 2 months on that credit card. 3,000 of it was for his attorney. He spent $552 at Walmart.com, $43 at Walmart, $156 at Walmart, $245
Walmart
at Depot.
sells a lot of essential shit.
$767.
So does Home Depot.
Yeah.
What is
That's-
happening? It's like you listed all like purchases from like essential places business that remained open during COVID because they were deemed essential. What are you talking about?
I love it that she's like, "Wait, Your Honor, she used the credit card."
He
Yeah.
used our joint credit card that he has a right to use. So therefore, I had to take our daughter's money. Bitch, you are making less sense than Hassan Piker right now. That's impressive.
100%. Give me another 2 seconds. I had a package delivered, and I don't want it to get stolen
Go
by
for
porch pirates.
Don't worry, I could say at least 40 more Game Awards. It's fine. Okay, let's see here. Let's look at all the people talking. No, she didn't specify how it was used because she doesn't know. She can look at the activity of the account and see that that money was spent at Walmart, but she doesn't have a copy of the receipt or anything. So she can only see that the money was spent at this location. Which makes it even more funny because, again, this can all very easily be described as essential purchases. Asana is next level. Yeah, that is true. Oh God, Tectone, what are you doing?
Sorry, chat, my return. Waiting for Mizu to say it still gets worse. No, she's, Mom's kind of put all her cards on the table.
She's at her lowest point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely, like, because you can't get... Guys, you can't get worse than trying to justify stealing money from your daughter's bank account.
Yeah. The next 20 minutes is basically going to be Mom getting absolutely reamed out by everybody.
Good, I actually can't wait for
sir.
that. I need some catharsism.
Yeah. This isn't a case where Judge is like, oh, I kind of understand both sides. I see how the mistakes could have been made.
Yeah, this isn't like the last hearing.
No, this judge
This
is
is
going to be like,
pretty
what the fuck
one-sided.
is wrong with you? Also, the package I got was, I took one of Akko's suggestions from the other day, and I bought one of those water flossers.
Oh, those are so nice. Water picks. I
Yeah.
had one when I had braces.
Yeah, I've always been bad with flossing, so I thought, maybe this will
It's so
encourage me to
good.
be better at it.
It'll tickle the gums though. So
Fine
like
with that.
literally like it. I'm sure you are.
Now, Ava, calm down. Oh, this is much larger than I thought it was. Jesus Christ.
That's what she said. Like, you can't tee them up for me like that, okay? And not expect me to hit it out of the park.
I mean, to be fair, it kind of looks like the shape of something you would use.
Oh.
Yeah, I could see you, could see you going at it with one of these.
What the okay, you had this in the picture. Cause hey, wondering what shape reminds. Yeah, I can see that. What an implication! Indeed, that is the ultimate implication.
Trying to do a night mode.
That's not its intended use, but have fun.
Eva. There you go.
Okay. Isn't it? Oh, I see. How's it? There we go.
I'm sure you can make it
Okay,
work.
in like a very specific way. Yeah, okay, yeah, but like that's more of a yeah, it doesn't go inside. It's something that you ride.
Be careful with the high setting on them. I got hit in the eye. Hit in the
Ow.
eye. Fair enough, though. Yeah, I'll deal with it later. Learn what I'm supposed to do. There's a lot of buttons on it, which is kind of surprising.
It has different intensity
It's
settings.
like he brought this on himself, and then another $430 on beekeeping supplies. I mean, it makes no sense. It was frivolous purchases from the very beginning, and that's about all I have to say on that, except for for them to put all those ATM things under gambling is just ludicrous. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, the ATM machine was
All right,
at the
thank you.
Pechanga Resort and Casino, so
Yeah,
it can be pretty much easily surmised.
we can assume what you were doing with a bunch of
you
ATM
did
withdrawals at a
ATM
casino.
withdrawals. That looks more suspicious than purchases at Walmart.
Yeah. Your Honor, they think all my purchases might imply I was gambling.
No, they
But
think
he
your
bought stuff at
ATM
Walmart.
withdrawals. Yeah, he bought tampons for our daughter, and that's a frivolous purchase.
Your Honor, what could he possibly be buying at Walmart that's necessary? I mean, it's Walmart.
He's shopping at Walmart menacingly.
Oh, this mom is crazy.
I guess I'm a little bit concerned. I don't see anywhere, and maybe someone can point it out to me. But my understanding was that Mr. McGill was allowed to use this joint credit card in the financial documents that were filed. And I've looked through.
It's a joint credit card. It's literally in
the
both of their
documents
names.
filed by
Of course,
Ms.
he's
McGill
allowed
and
to
the
use it.
documents filed by Miss McLean. To be very frank, Miss McGill, attorney's fees on credit cards are something I see every week. That's not weird. If he was making payments on it and that was his account, even though your name's on it, I don't, and I'm going through what you filed. And if you could point out what page there's a late fee, I'd like to see it. I don't.
Oh, you mean on the credit card fee? On the Visa?
Correct.
Okay, that is.
I left it in my other filing, Your Honor.
You see the sealed document I gave to you under.
Under Psy? I don't think Psy is a page number.
Okay, late charge. October 14th, 2022, $25 for fee and charges because it was a late charge.
Okay,
Because he's-
so
because-
7 or 8 months after a late charge, you decide to unilaterally close someone's account.
No, Your Honor, I closed out this account because he was spending money on it like crazy. It's our joint
I'm
account.
not, the request is going to be granted. You're in contempt, ma'am, and I don't know how you don't see that. You just completely close someone's account.
It was
For no
all my
reason whatsoever.
too.
I understand that, but
Okay.
I see that he has use of that account. He's paying on that account. If there's a late fee from October, I'm sure he's taken, I don't care what, maybe at trial, it's going to matter what everybody's spending their
job.
money on, but frankly, you hurt yourself by closing that account because now the interest rates are, more of his money is going somewhere else and potentially not to your daughter or to you. Based on
There you
whatever the
go.
outcome of this case is going to be. So I'm going to make a finding of contempt. I'm also going to require that $5,000 be transferred back. Frankly, looking at both of your accounts, if you have the money to spend, I don't know that frivolous things, if he wants to keep these or if he wants to repair a car, I don't have a problem with that as long as he's paying for it.
Right, but Your
It's
Honor,
not hurting anyone else. And I don't care if you go to Mr. Bill's for $500 a month, if that's what you want to do. I don't care.
I understand. I understand.
But that $5,000 is going to go back to Lexi McGill's account and in its entirety. I'm not going to order a civil penalty at this phase.
Honestly,
I am very concerned, Ms. McGill, though. This to
Really?
me is, I know you feel the
you're
exact
not.
opposite.
I
but this
would.
to
I
me is-
absolutely would.
Oh yeah, no, I think it would be appropriate.
I'm sorry. She absolutely deserves a civil penalty. Again, I think we are approaching criminal activity. What you did here, but now there might be other things to consider. It might be a different state, but all I know is you're doing what you did. I would have given more than 5,000 to her, but you know what? You actually, because of the undue stress that you caused both your own daughter and the husband, you're going to have to pay an additional $1,000 into that account.
Yeah. It's just so funny that mom kind of brought this all on herself. Space Marine wants to know, what does a civil penalty entail?
Well, it depends on. I mean, it could be anywhere from a fine. It could be some time in late spending community service and stuff like that. It's basically a non-criminal punishment for something that you have done, usually in terms of misconduct in front of the court.
Yeah.
A very blatant and direct violation of the court's orders to just unilaterally close an account, very much to the detriment of the petitioner in this case. So I am going to make a finding of contempt. I'm not going to impose any civil fees. The $5,000 needs to be. I'm talking, ma'am.
No,
Okay, I'm
no,
sorry.
shut up.
I
For a very long
apologize.
Thank you,
time.
thank
I
you.
apologize.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, because here, look, this judge has the patience of a saint. She let her talk over and talk back way longer than I think she should have. But I'm glad she finally laid down the law there, because it was getting ridiculous.
My bead, or my read on this judge, is that while the case is kind of going on, she sort of gives everybody a bit more slack than maybe she should. But once she has decided the case is over, she gets really, really strict, and she's like, no, case over. Now is judge time. Judge gets to do what judge wants to do now.
Well, that's very good, because it's how you should be. And I think she's also given a little bit of slack to the interruption and the talking back, because it is Zoom court. You have to assume that latency does cause a little bit of issue.
Yeah.
And so I think she is affording some of that, but that low, oh, judge, no, I'm talking, bitch. You shut your goddamn lips, I swear to God.
Yeah. This is judge time. Judge is making ruling. It's too late for you. Trust me.
Yeah, judge is adjudicating.
Once the judge is at the point where they're like, I'm making my ruling now, the only thing you talking can do is make it worse. I've never
Yeah.
seen a case where somebody has convinced the judge to go back on their ruling. It's kind of too late at that point. But they can make it worse. They can add penalties, they can add contempts. So just let the judge finish. Appeal it later if you really think it's that bad, but don't try and interrupt them.
Nice.
So I'm not going to impose a civil penalty. I am going to impose the lawyer's costs and then the transfer of the money. I am not here on the 11th. I think we do have space on the 11th to do a review to just ensure that that was taken care of. So we'll set it for the 11th.
Your Honor, I'm
At
out of
1
town on the
p.m.
airplane. I'm out of town on that day.
If you've done what you need to do, then
I don't
it's
care.
okay if you're not here. So as long as everything is
Yep.
that money, really, it's just a review to make sure the money was transferred back into her account.
Is the court also ordering that she sign the release to remove her name from Lexi's account? That's in
Yes.
paragraph 11B.
Why don't you just close that
Oh,
account
look at how
out?
angry she is.
Clearly, you're not concerned about the benefits of some of the accounts with Navy Federal Credit Union and USAA. So I don't want to just close that account. I am signing the order as proposed, apart from the civil penalty.
Okay, thank you
All
very much.
right. Good luck, everyone. We'll see you on the 11th.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
win.
I won't be here.
Well, hopefully you'll have
I
completed
won't be
what
here.
you
I
needed
don't
to.
care.
I certainly will be by the
All right.
court.
All right. Safe travels.
Thank you.
And then, Ms. McLean, do you also
Oh God, here we go.
Sean McGill and Luana
Okay.
McGill?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. And I don't see Ms. McGill online.
I know my posture
No,
is
she
not
said she was
good,
traveling.
but Mr. Manny, you should not sit like that. You are going to give yourself neck
Bro,
problems.
what is he doing? Like, look at him.
Yeah. I think he's got like his body turned permanently. Like, look, bro, my
He's waiting
posture's
for that
not
next
good.
adjustment from the chiropractor.
you're gonna hurt your neck doing that.
That the last time we were before the court, she indicated that she would not be present at today's review hearing, that she was going to be on a plane. I guess the only thing that I would note is that at this juncture, she has complied with providing the attorney fee payments, the removal of her name from the child's bank account, the $5,000 deposited back into the bank account. The only thing that she hasn't
Good.
complied with at this point is that she's not reimbursed my client the $33 for the rewards payment. I did on July 22nd. My assistant did on July 3rd. I'm sorry, did I say the 22nd? On July 2nd, I gave notice to her. On July 3rd, my assistant gave notice to her that we were still waiting for verification of the $33 payment so that we could strike this hearing. And she's not responded. My client has indicated he's not received that payment. So I would just suggest that the clerk's notes reflect that she's not complied with the purge requirements for paragraph 11C as far as that $33 payment.
Okay.
That's so
And then
funny
would you
too.
wanna-
And I can tell you right now that the mother thinks that, oh, it's going to be fine because it's just $33, but you are still disobeying a court order.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter if it was for $1. This is not good for you, Mom. Just because it doesn't seem like that much doesn't mean that you're not disobeying an order.
Yeah. And you were supposed to have it finished or to be here. Not finished and you're not here.
Yeah.
Set a review date again on this matter?
Yeah, we've got trials scheduled, and I think that's in October, and we can just address that at that time, so long as it's reflected in the clerk's minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's smart.
So we'll reflect in the court's notes that under 21300089008, Ms. McLean is present on behalf of petitioner. Respondent is not present. The court did yesterday, it looks like, receive a satisfaction of judgment for some amounts, $1,800 and then a $5,000 amount. So that is in the file, but it looks like the outstanding issue is just a purge amount of $33 that remains outstanding. The parties can address that at trial in October. Does that sound correct to you, Ms. McLean?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. And
Beth Fellows, GAL.
thank you. And do we have
Oh, here we
Luana
go.
McGill present?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Guardian Ad
All
Litem
right.
is here.
Yep. Got some pre-trial management going on. I don't see Dad though.
Okay.
I don't think Dad is present today.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
does paralegal.
We are set for readiness October 10th and trial
Heritage
October,
Family
the
Law, I'm
week
aware
of
of them.
October
Yeah, I've heard of them before.
Yep.
16th. Do we either party have any issues or concerns about progressing to trial at this point?
I have some concerns, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
I have asked
sure
on
you do.
a couple of occasions through interrogatories for the total amount for a retirement from 10/23/99 to 3/1/21, the date that this thing was filed. I also asked for a TSP, which is thrift savings plan total from 10/23/99 to 3/1/21. Mr. McGill, here's our problem. The court's going to have to decide what date is our separation date. So he's just sending me things that he thinks are up to the day that he says we separated and not the day that the was filed. I also asked for a vehicle title and statements of
this is
payments
stupid.
made and total due for the Jeep Renegade. His response is that his mother
The
bought
Jeep
it in
Renegade.
2021.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Still during our
But
marriage.
the
So
Jeep
I
motherfucking
haven't-
Renegade.
Yep.
That's gonna stick with me.
She's gonna be hung up on that Jeep, by the way.
But Your Honor, it's a Jeep Renegade.
haven't received anything on that. And I did ask, I sent them interrogatories on January 9th, 2023, and I have still not received anything that is up to March 1st of 2023.
March 1st, 2023 or 2021?
I'm sorry, 2020,
Okay.
2021. I'm
Just
sorry.
wanted- No, that's okay. I
Oh,
just
yeah,
wanted
that's
to
fine.
confirm. Ms. McLean?
Well, this is the first I'm hearing of this. I've received no communications from Ms. McGill in regards to this. I'm just looking to see what I have online. We produced supplemental discovery answers. I'm sorry, we produced the second discovery answers on February 3rd of 2023 and provided supplemental discovery on it looks like April 7th of 2023. I'd have to go into these files. I guess, let me look and see, because I don't remember. Bear with me just 1 minute. So it's a little difficult for me on the fly to try and address these issues. She's had 9 months to talk to me about this. I've received no communications from her in regards to this. There's been no motions to compel filed.
Yeah, that's-
at least my electronic
That's
file
affirmative to her
shows
pattern.
that
Yes.
Yeah, she never informs the other side of anything.
Which-
Which makes her motions and shit irrelevant and dismissible, so I don't that just yeah.
Yeah.
we produced answers on, let's see. It looks like we produced supplemental answers on April 12th, April 7th, February 3rd of this year. We've produced answers on February 21, 21st of 2/21/23 that included the VA information. I know that we produced the retirement documentation and TSB documentation because all of that's been included in my ER 904 that was served on Ms. McGill. We had submitted
Okay, so we're in
voluminous answers
Washington.
back on October 27th of 2021. And So it looks like we've provided 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of discovery and supplemental discovery responses. So I'm not sure why this is a claim that's being made, except for the potential attempt to prolong this trial. This matter's been set for a number of months. And at this point, I guess from my perspective, we have submitted our witness list. I do anticipate calling 4 witnesses, the guardian ad litem and my client. And I just need to confirm if, one, I've never received disclosed witnesses from Ms. McGill. I'm assuming that she's only planning on calling herself.
May I reply, Your Honor?
Yes.
I will be giving them my list, but according to the court rules, I don't have to do that until 2 weeks prior to the trial.
Well, I
So
hope
that's 30 days
she will
prior to
receive those
trial.
2 weeks.
Pardon?
We just read it. It's
Yeah.
we just read it. It's not 2 weeks, it's 30 days. So I don't know what she read.
To the trial. According to the virtual courts, Zoom virtual trial policy, deadlines and compliance.
well, she has an obligation to comply with discovery, and my discovery request asked her to disclose witnesses, and no witnesses have ever been disclosed, lay or expert. Obviously, I would want to have the opportunity to have that discussion with my client about whether I need to depose any of these witnesses and the like. So at this point, there have been no witnesses disclosed to me.
It says on here, it says exhibit and witness list. 2 weeks prior to trial, each party is to file with the court and send to the other party a
Okay, I
document.
don't need you to quote my own, our own rules, but
Okay, sorry.
if it was requested in discovery, then that's, then you
Wow.
need to respond to
Holy
discovery
shit, that
requests.
was
So,
bad.
Yeah.
She
this is-
just tried to law-splain to the court. You don't do that. You do not do that.
At Ava
It's one
Elfpire.
thing to law-splain. Oh, I saw that. Yes, Phoenix Fire. I saw the video.
I have
He
not
posted it, like,
seen the
30 minutes ago.
video. I've seen clips from it. And what I said on Twitter
The one
is like,
posted
look,
half an hour ago?
yeah.
Okay.
The one my opinion on it, right, is innocent until proven guilty, because I'm 90% sure this is about his legal woes with the ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. I don't know
With
which she
Pete.
was.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah, no,
I'm not gonna feel bad about him being stressed about stuff, because he puts stress on other people all the time and does not give a shit. And that's kind of where I am with
yeah,
a lot
that's
of these
kinda my thing,
people.
too. Like, I 100%, like, right now, I'm on TikTok's side as somebody who's spoken in DMs with Pinky, who has a weird obsession of proving people wrong on the internet, and in doing so, just shows me stuff that, like, I'm sorry, that's not real. That's not a real screenshot, I guarantee you it's not. But what I've been presented by the other side tells me that one side's lying, the other side isn't, and that side that isn't lying is TikTok. But I absolutely do not have any sympathy for him feeling bad or down or depressed or weighed down by this. Yeah, it sucks, but dude, you basically laugh at people going through the same exact stuff, so
Yeah.
you don't deserve to have that kind of empathy extended to you. Like, you do deserve to be, exonerated in court, which I think will happen.
Pretty much. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because there's a possibility she's completely right and he actually is a massive piece of shit. And I guess I do have to acknowledge that that's a possibility that it can happen that way.
It's a very slim one, given that I've talked to her, and her collaborating evidence is really bad. I'll show it to you after stream.
Yeah. I do think it's wild that it's a slim possibility, but it's a possibility. Tectone leaving
It
YouTube
is
and
a
Twitch would
possibility,
say a
that's true.
W. Yeah, it's the
Oh
thing.
my god.
I don't really trust the allegations just yet, but I'm also not gonna like shed a tear for him because I kind of think he's a piece of shit.
That's kind of the thing, yeah. like I dismiss the allegations made against him because there's been no evidence presented that compel. Yeah, this should be taken seriously. Haven't seen it, but at the same time,
You'd burn
and
me
maybe
down
this
if you
is just
could.
because of how. That, no, I absolutely wouldn't.
No, I mean
But
him. That's
I
the
just see it
thing,
as
right?
oh yeah, he would. He would. He's taken shots at you over nothing before, so yeah. And my issue with him is like, dude, like you have to kind of grow a skin. You talk about how much of a tough guy you are, right? Actually be a tough guy here. This is where, like, yeah, people go through this kind of litigation all the time. You know that you're in the right. There should honestly be very little actually stressing you out, especially given how much legal counsel you've been given by people like Legal Mindset and stuff.
No,
So,
Fallen,
like,
there
dude,
it
you're
is.
good.
The Twitch chat is linked. It's just I can only see the. By the way, I did see your follow. I was about to get to that. Thank you for the Twitch sub. I believe it was like 42 months. It does not show those in the chat. It shouldn't do it for YouTube or Twitch. I want the chat to just be like people's chats, or super chats. I don't want it to be like so and so sub, so and so followed kind of stuff. Also, I'm not sure if I can make it do that or not. It just without having it do like a billion other things. But no, I saw it. I was gonna get around to it. The guard dog of VTubing. I forgot he called himself that. A fucking cringe.
Yeah, that was cute.
None of you Westerners are the guard dog of any VTubing.
By the way, I'm just gonna say, Mr. Guard Dog of VTuber, how well did protecting Hex Juice or Hexblade or whatever their name was? The girl who left VTubing, who was like in your corner, big proponent of you. They were harassed, so they decided to leave and pursue law school. So, how did you do on guarding them?
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Well,
And which, by the way, I very much hope and wish them well. Law school is a slog, but you're gonna come out with a lot more skills than you entered. So, I definitely wish them well. But I can point out pretty plainly, like, where did the guard dog come when it came to protecting them? And they were in your circle, so.
Yeah. I mean, I guess good luck to her, but she was also kind of a piece of shit, so.
The nice thing about people who are like that, who go to law school, they usually change quite a bit in for the better. Because going to law school, you learn how to take arguments not so personally. And usually that piece of shit behavior comes from you not being able to separate an argument from like it being a personal attack. Most of the time, an argument, especially regarding that point, is not a personal attack on you. And that's a big thing that you learn to separate in law school.
Yeah. But we will continue this chat. We're almost at the end. And then after this, unfortunately, I will have to leave. I have some business today.
Without forcing Ms. McLean to look through everything, I'm tempted to set pretrial over 1 week because that's still 1 week prior to readiness, or we could pass to readiness and see where we are at that point. I'd rather have this conversation on this docket than a readiness hearing docket, though, if there's additional concerns.
Yeah.
Well, I still haven't here's the last thing I received from them, and it was on February the 3rd.
We're not talking about what you received. We're talking about what you've sent.
Sorry, pardon?
It's just so funny. They're talking about like things that they received and stuff like that. The main thing that's being discussed right now is the fact that you have not given them any witnesses list or anything like that through their discovery requests so they can depose these witnesses, etc. But your response is, well, I haven't received from them. I'm not talking about what you haven't received from them. Why have you not responded to their discovery requests with a witness list or any other shit? She just, like, she gets asked a question and she's on a completely different subject.
Yeah.
December 31st, 2020, not March 1st, 2021. The same is also with the retirement fund. So I'm sure there's more thousands of dollars that they're not giving to me so that I can properly prepare. I'm ready for trial. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get this thing done and over with. But I do need that documentation. So And just the same with the vehicle. He said he sold it to his mother in 2021, but yet he's not giving me any titles or anything like that. I don't have the statement of how much she's paid for the vehicle. And this is all done through our marriage. But this is the problem, is the court is going to have to decide what our separation date is.
When did you request that information?
January 9th, 2023.
Okay.
And we have responded, Your Honor. I do have my discovery book here now. So we provided documentation to her on April 7th of 2023. We provided documentation on March 10 of 2023. We provided supplemental documentation on February 21 of 2023, and we provided the actual answers to discovery on February 3rd of 2023. There have been absolutely no communications as to any insufficiency of those 4 sets of responses to her second discovery request from December of 2023.
Yeah, nice try, Ms. McGill, but
Yes, but the other
you can't make those claims.
documents
Yeah.
that you sent me did not give me the supplement documents of the final amount, total amounts of his thrift savings plan and his retirement first. And also, he said that on the vehicle that it doesn't matter
She's
because
so
it was
defeated.
sold to his mother during our marriage. He just refuses to give me a copy of the title and the amount of the statements.
Well, obviously, Your Honor, I'm not a mind reader. I can't know or create conflict on my own for my client. Ms. McGill needs to learn how to communicate, and she hasn't done that. So I guess
Damn,
since
that
we're
was some
here,
shit
who
thrown
are
by
the
the Lord.
witnesses that she's
Yep.
planning on calling, so I can decide potentially whether or not we should set this over as you suggested to next week, or if I need to potentially have more time with my client.
Ms. McGill, who are your witnesses?
I have no witnesses. This divorce is between myself and my husband. I'm not bringing
Are you
anybody else
kidding
to
me?
this trial.
We went through all of that just to, oh my God.
Don't you love Mother?
I've just look. We need to bring back trial by combat, okay?
Okay, so I don't think that we need another pretrial in light of that.
I still don't have the answers. I still don't have the total
Okay.
amounts of money.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I am gonna pass this to readiness. Miss McGill, you need to reach out to Miss McLean with specific requests of what, if it sounds to me like you're just asking for 2 additional months of the TSP and the retirement account, and then some information about the car that's sold. Whatever you are asking specifically, reach out to her, request it, and then we will address this at readiness, which is set for the 10th at 11:30 a.m. If all parties are ready to go, then we'll get it set at that point in time.
So, Your Honor, the only thing that I would note is that my recollection, and I don't know if I've got that portion. I believe TSP documents, much like 401ks, are produced on a quarterly basis, and I believe we produced the last quarter, which would have encompassed the dates that she had requested. So December 31 of 2020 would have been the last quarter. So,
Okay, that's fair. So
and then
they
we
can't
did
provide that
produce all of the
information because
first
it's not presented.
documentation.
Yeah, pretty much.
We produced that to her former attorney back on March 22 of 2022, and provided service computation dates of 1998, 2010, and bear with me. Well, it was run on February 16th of 2022. So I assume that their calculation of incomes would have run through that date.
22 or 23?
22. These parties separated. They actually separated in 2010. This action was filed in well, what's our cause number? 2021. It was filed in 2021. I don't have all of my files here, but my petition, at least on my end, is dated. Oh, actually, he must have filed pro se.
Yes, and we didn't separate until March 1st of 2021.
And that's disputed. But
Yes, that's why the court's got to make it up.
in any event, the report that we produced from FERS is dated February 16 of 2022, a year later. So I'm not certain why we're having this discussion.
Because they gave me the amounts to 2011, not to 2021.
Well, you indicated that it was through December 31st, 2020
They're already
that you
divorced.
got responses.
Yeah. So she can't even get the dates right, which is throwing the judge off now.
Not March 1st, 2021.
Correct.
So not 2010.
2011 is where they gave me the amount for the retirement fund. I got the 2020 for the thrift savings plan.
Okay. I request what you think that you need, and we'll be back at readiness on the 10th. And if you at that point feel like
There it
you haven't
is.
received what you needed, then you can make a request for something at that point. To me, it sounds as though there's a pretty thorough exchange of information. And if you're concerned about something that the judge may not have, I'm assuming the judge will ask for whatever information that's needed at the time of trial. So I'm gonna pass this to readiness, make any requests specifically in writing to Ms. McLean as soon as possible. So if there is anything that is missing, that can be addressed as quickly as possible.
May I ask a question?
Yes,
Do I do
No.
that formally through the court, or I just send her an email?
just send her an email.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good luck.
That's
and then do we know
self-funnily-
now, or will that
Do
be
I
at
do
the
it?
time of
No, you don't do
readiness,
it
whether
through
or
the
not
court.
this
You
would be
send it
by
to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a clear breakdown of communication here, and it's from her side.
And it kind of feels very intentional.
Zoom, hybrid, or in person?
That will be determined at readiness. And I
Okay.
do have it listed at a 2-day trial. If that changes, make sure to let the judicial officer on that readiness docket know.
I still anticipate it'll be 2 days.
Okay.
It will be.
2 weeks later, they had their readiness hearing, and at that time, they were still set to go ahead with their trial. But the day before the trial was to begin, there was an order to strike, and instead a divorce decree and a final parenting plan were entered into Odyssey. I'm pretty shocked that Mom didn't force us to go to trial. She seemed hell-bent on getting her own way, but she may have finally realized that she'd done herself more harm than good with her antics, and she decided to work out an agreement with Attorney McLean.
This is honestly not surprising
Dad
to me.
appears to have been awarded their marital residence, and the proof that she paid him the $33 she still owed him for the rewards points she canceled was the last entry in their case. I don't know why this mother and daughter are estranged, but if Mom treats her daughter the same way she was acting on the docket, then I can make a few guesses. I don't know what planet she was on when she decided taking her daughter's money was a good idea, but I don't see their relationship improving anytime soon, and I don't blame the daughter for that one bit. Thank you for watching.
So,
Interested.
what did you think?
I think that the idea that the day before trial, basically they come up with a settlement that lets them get out of trial. That's not surprising. That's usually how these types of cases will go. The mom will push as far as she can, and it would yeah, she just ended up realizing, you know what, I've lost this one, and she pulled the plug the second the last second she was able to, basically.
Yeah. No, I kind of expected this out of Mom. Be quite frank.
And honestly, daughter, God, just don't try to rekindle that relationship some years later because your therapist suggested or something. Trust me, that's just broken.
Ship has sailed.
You can't ever justify or excuse a mother taking her daughter's money over a joint credit card dispute.
Exactly.
involving a husband. That's insane.
Is ridiculous behavior, quite frankly. And before we go, I'll pull this up and then we can get Ava's opinion on it as well. Some of you have probably already seen this before. But this case going on.
Oh, what the fuck?
This is the mug shot as well as some of the pictures of the cosplayer who said that she was gonna bomb the Gamer Subs booth.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
I didn't look. I've never. What the fuck? That's a mouse. There's a mouse in my house. I've never really the makeup can do that. Jesus Christ! I mean, I've seen The Walking Dead, but this looks almost more impressive.
Chat says I can fix her.
You can't fix her. You can't fix somebody who makes a bomb threat over gamer subs to a convention. Trust me. That person is just absolutely lost.
Yeah.
She's just got the you statement. She doesn't look bad. She just has the prison expression on.
Oh,
and
you
that's
saw
what
that?
concerns me. Yeah, I see that. But that's exactly accurate. She doesn't look bad. It's just yeah. One is a carefully planned photo. The other is
her mugshot in
processing
prison.
and lineup. You're not you're not gonna look good in nobody's mug. Okay, the only mugshot I've seen that goes hard is Donald Trump's. Okay.
Yeah. Super chat for 2 from I can't say your name, I don't think.
Sorcery.
Sorcery.
Oh Jesus, no.
I'm not gonna risk it. Sorry. But yeah, this is the Gamer Subs bomber. I will say, while legally it's pretty bad for them, for me, when I saw what happened, because my understanding is she didn't send them a bomb threat. She said something retarded on Facebook where she's like, I should go and bomb the Gamer Subs booth. For me, that's kind of an iffy, you're retarded and you shouldn't have said that. I don't think it's as serious as everybody's playing it up to be. Because a lot of people are playing it up as if she was actually going to go there and bomb them. I think she just said something really stupid on Twitter.
Yeah, the problem is she said something stupid on Twitter, and she was an active, participant of this convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, that speaks in okay. Maybe that's not a step in the affirmative to completing your plan, your stated plan, but the fact that you're there says something.
Yeah.
And so, while it might be a little bit hard pressed for a prosecutor to get to something here, you are very much in the danger zone. I would say you have some good defenses, namely you're fucking idiots who doesn't know what they're talking about. But at the same time, you could still be looking at some serious, some serious charges here, if not at least a fine.
Well, because some important stuff to remember for threats like this is courts are going to look at particularly intent and ability. And I think they could probably get there with intent. Ability is going to be really hard to press. Because part of ability is the ability to get to the location, which we know she can do because she was going to appear there.
Exactly, you're there.
But then there's the ability to build a bomb. So
if she doesn't have any chemicals on her, she hasn't made Google searches or anything like that. If none of these things have happened to suggest that she might have the ability to make good on her intent, then it's kind of well, this is, we're going to get you in trouble for, your intent, but you were kind of harmless. You're like the old guy trying to yell at the sky, thinking he's going to bring it down. He can't bring it down. What are we going to do to him?
Yeah. I also think she's probably going to be better off by the fact that she just sort of said this on her own platform, and she didn't send a threat to the convention saying, if you allow these people, I'm going to bomb it. Which does change context of it a bit.
It's honestly, it's kind of like the joke that the Actman made about stalking and harassing YouTube staff. He
Yeah.
obviously was joking. They took it way more seriously than they should have, but like, where was the actual ability for him to do that, right?
Yeah. And like, I'm not defending her. She clearly said something stupid and she has really dumb beliefs.
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of people seem to be taking it as if she was actually going to bomb the place. I'm like, you guys are dumb if you think that she was actually going to plant a bomb on their booth.
Again, though, she can very much get into some trouble here because while
Yeah.
they do look at ability, they can tend to look at intent a little bit more, and the intent can be proven.
Yeah.
So she should be very any public appearances or anything like that should be very contrite. You should be very apologetic. You should be very remorseful. You know, show the people who would press charges against you that, oh, I didn't OC and I didn't actually mean it. Otherwise, you could be looking at some seriously hot water here.
Yeah, I'm looking less at the legal side and more of the social side. Because I see tons of people on Twitter. Can you believe this person was trying to plant bombs at the event? No, they weren't trying to plant bombs.
Yeah, that's
they said something really stupid that they shouldn't have said, but they're not. Nobody planted bombs at the event. Nobody was going to plant bombs at the event. It was a dumb kid said something stupid online. Which, I mean, she's probably more like in her 30s, but you get what I mean. I don't know, actually. Maybe she is, like, early 20s-ish. I don't know, she could be a dumb kid.
I mean, you don't, like, really have your brain until mid-20s. I technically have, like, 2 years left before I'm, like, properly developed. But, like, let's be real here. This is just somebody who just, yeah, they did not, they were pretty, so they didn't have to try in school.
Basically. But chat, I'm sorry, I do have to run away. I have some real life business to handle today, unfortunately. But tonight, dragging Ava along with us for Guilty as Sock, which is kind of like a mini Lawtism. And Ava has gotten to see some of it already from our last stream, so you kind of know what to expect from us. Oh, Ava died. Come back, Ava. The people need to hear you say goodbye. But yeah, chat, I think you guys will enjoy it. It won't be like professional legal analysis. It's really just us being unhinged and pretending to do court stuff. But at least you get 2 streams a day. Did they invite Shiroi too? I don't know. I'm not the one organizing it. I think Magma is. I do need to drag Shiroi into it at one time, though. If they have extra space, I'll ask Shiroi if they want to do it.
There you go. Oh, what time is it, by the way?
I think we said 8.
Okay.
Could be wrong. But you guys have a good one. We'll see you later. Ava, say bye to the people.
Bye-bye, chat. Sorry.